Oh, no.
So I don't know about smart stuff, but it's going to be funny.
All right, welcome everybody to Friday night at the crib. If anybody'd like to join us, I just posted a link on the right-hand side, and I hope everybody's having good TLCs and whatnot, especially now that they've relaunched the Call to Arms Icebreaker, which sort of slipped under the radar since I think it's reply 5 of the release notes. So yeah, everybody can stock up on the X-Armors and probably getting pretty close to a free build on the Visagos. Well, you at least have 20 days worth of tokens, which is a good start.
Yeah, it's because it was almost 12 days Officer R&D 30 blank for me.
Yeah.
So you'll be close. May not be able to put George Sherman's.
Yeah, and David brings up the random shipbuilding tokens that keep appearing in his inventory. Yeah, mine on the Wednesday show, I had 28 out of 12 one-hour builds. And yesterday it went up to 58. So this is, you're getting 7 hours for every Talon missile that you had built or was building at the time. Right. So that's where they're coming from. So it's not completely every Talon missile that you had built or was building at the time. Right. So that's John. You need to turn off the YouTubes and listen through Hangouts. That's why I muted just because everybody was hearing it come back. But I guess let's introduce the panel. From left to right, it's Mr. Mike.
Good evening, y'all.
Or Magic Mike. I think we went with Magic Mike last time.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I don't think you did, because I'd have made fun of it then too.
Yes. And John, who I have on mute at this point, so he may not say anything. Dennis. How you doing, Dennis?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Two Doors.
This warn you.
Let's see. Barry and Hart.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here.
Cool. And this is Hefe. So how's everybody doing at this point? Anything you want to bring up right off the top?
Where's the 113?
Yeah, the 113.
Yeah, Kixeye seems to not understand that people consider the FM already to be a grind. And then they create a situation where you have to hunt around the map for a period of time in order to find the 113s, which I don't think they're solving their grind issue by making them difficult to get, because there's a certain, above level 95, but you have a 50% chance of doing a 103 or a 113, and nobody wants to hit the 103s. So every time somebody hits a 113, it's a 50% chance it's a 103, and like that, you're just going to get more and more and more 103s. They need to figure out a better system to get them on the map, because people don't want to hit the 103s, it doesn't seem.
Yeah, it was nice that they said that they were not going to mess around with the tuning of the 113, and then the one that really needs it is the 103, because those that can't do the 113s can't do the 103s very well either, because they're kind of a pain.
Yeah, the 103s do. When I do a 103 with as good a driving as I can feasibly do, and I sneak around all the way around that giant mega hole in the back and all the way in the back to avoid as many cold snaps as I can, I still took more damage than if I drove perfectly on 3 113s in a row.
Yep.
So that's a problem. So, and the way I see it is, so team, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot and also the kneecap. So that's going to be a thing,
Okay.
and that's a really dumb idea, you see. So I'm actually not going to do that. Oh my God, I was totally listening, you guys. Good job. Like, yes, I bought
Well-
the delivery, but I've been awake far too long for this.
I see.
They
Well,
didn't need to do this. They didn't need to be like, oh, we're listening. No, the thing
You missed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
closest
Well-
thing you can.
Go ahead.
Well, to me,
Go
the
on.
philosophy, I don't know if y'all remember an old show that was broadcast out of Canada called The Red Green Show. And he had one skit that he always did, and he ended it. And I honestly believe, shoot me now if you want to, I'll put my base coordinates, come flatten me every day. But they had a saying, and I believe it has turned into Kicksai's motto. If it's not broke, you're not trying.
Yep.
I heard that.
So they
You're
tried really
suggesting
hard this last race
they're
cycle.
trying too hard, is what you're suggesting. So,
It's just when they get something right, they go, oh, well, they think it's right. We need to change it. If it's right in their eyes, we have to change it and break it.
yeah, they do. But this one, I don't know. I haven't even hit a 103. I mean, to be honest, I heard people complaining about it as far as the level of points for the difficulties. So I didn't even try because I could just go and do the 113s. But I'm not even sure how they're squeezing extra money out of this. They're just frustrating people. At least,
Yeah,
or maybe they want you to hit the 103, and I think it was more the time issue than the anything else, or give the ability for people to blitz them all they want, which is,
Well,
you know.
If they want to leave the 103 the way it is, they should double the points.
Triple the points. Wasn't the 103 min blitz like 10 coins? 5 coins?
5.
Something? 5, okay.
I think it's 5.
So that's the when they give you, so it's 27,350 million to win it. So that's probably a little more than 11 actually.
If you hit 3 113s and 1 103, you end up with 353 mil.
So I hit 3 113s and then I go and hit 88s or 87s, whichever it is now. Instead,
Probably less damage there too.
a lot less damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they always tend to tune down the damage a little bit from the raids, but with the 88 being the exact same as the 85 from the raid, I'm doing them for 0 damage all day long. Even when I screw up, I'm still taking 0 damage.
Really?
I mean, if you've got your countermeasure tank on point, yeah, that's totally feasible.
How many do you have to do? That gets to be
Somewhere
the next thing.
between forever and all of them. So, it's still a grind, but,
Yeah.
It pays like 9 million or something, or between 9 and 10 million. So
Yeah, I like having both of them done in 35 minutes. Get it over with. Just another grind.
Yeah, Dennis, you need to be out there hitting more 103 so I can get the 113s. Since you're right around the corner for me.
So what
I can do that.
They made, what did they make the rule now? If you hit a 113 but don't kill it, it respawns after 6 hours?
I think so.
Or do you not have to hit
That's
the
all.
target and it just goes away after 6 hours? I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't recall, and I'm not
I don't
sure.
know.
I've seen
I know
it.
I've gone into 113s that have been hit, and I got full value for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much all the points are in that. 73 million points are in that one cluster of six turrets that are off to the part that's shrouded to the far left.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff on the outside is what, worth 9 million?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Limit is going, so. Doesn't pay well to rim it.
Well, it probably pays better than the 103.
Well, hell, why don't I go hit a 103 and find out?
Okay.
We'll find out what it pays.
Oh, 103?
103 is like 27 or 20.
27 point something million.
Is that what?
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
I think they could alleviate a lot of these problems if they made a rule. If a 103 spawns, it disappears within 3 hours. They don't need to worry about whether or not it's been hit because nobody's hitting them. But still. If
And
you
that
need
way,
the 103
you have a 50% chance it's going to be a 113.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you want to hit one to get your way up to 350 after the 3 113s. And you can do that, and it's fine. Just clear them out, because there was a post, and Doomrooster, and he's right, that 50-50 chance, well, now the 113s are 103s, but the 103s stay on. So every round that you do this, there's fewer and fewer 113s. And yes, that's true. But the problem is nobody wants to hit the 103s. The difficulty curve would need to be looked at for there, because, again, I took more damage driving well in a 103 than I ever did in 113s. Unless I screw up. Even if I screwed up, actually, if I took a cold snap hit on the 113s, I still came out with less damage to the fleet than on the 103s.
Well, that's kind of been a consistent thing, though. If you really kind of think about it, the 102s were a lot more damaging than the old 109s.
Yeah, that was the arc missile, which, when we're talking about things as slow as Citadels, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, Black Leather Mom suggested throwing them in the campaign tower, but that's going to hurt a lot of lower levels and alliances that are getting assisted by other people to prep them. So, yes, and this suit me says, "Oh, simple fix: swap them over, make 103 worth 113, and vice versa." Yeah, that would.
I don't know.
that would fix the problem we're complaining about. Yes.
Yeah.
They could make them both worth 107.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it actually would make, considering how much, does anybody actually use the icebreaker in any of these higher level, any of these two targets that we're talking about?
No.
Because it seems like it would make sense is to they make like the 103 an icebreaker target and the 113 a monolith target, and proportion the points accordingly, but make them built for one versus the other. And it would seem to make the most sense, because it's not like people are, not everybody has the monoliths or wants to drive the monoliths. And they seem to be trying to create a market for the icebreaker with this campaign to actually make a target that's that they're good against.
And they're supposed to be able to be used in the Skyfire TLC, which we can only assume is coming next week, because then there's no more time.
Yeah. And when is the Phoenix flagship going to be released? We assume the raid?
I hope the raid and not before.
Yeah.
Because then they turn it to the flagship and nerf. So many table flips. I warned you. I think it was literally the opening to this show when you turned it on. I said I wouldn't be smart, I'd be funny.
Yes.
Okay, the little thing they have on top when you have the screen lowered, minimized, is the call to arms is for Skyrim. That starts is so you have the icebreakers to prepare for garrison targets in Skyrim.
It's Skyfire.
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 Now it's the Skyrim.
Yeah. Scram. Yeah, that's a different game.
Yeah,
Well,
the
Put,
call
put
art.
Viking horns on it. There's your skin. Even though Vikings didn't
That's it with this
have
game.
horns
Meet
on
some
their helmets,
Vikings.
that was later age.
Like
Yeah.
Viking.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the Skyfire. Yeah. I didn't see that before. I guess I hadn't refreshed in a while. Yeah, earn the icebreaker to prepare for the garrison targets in the Skyfire TLC.
It must have just came up. It wasn't even there this morning. It wasn't there 8 hours ago.
It came up
Caught me by
4
surprise.
o'clock Eastern.
Easter?
That's when I saw it. Eastern, 4 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
Wow,
you
that's-
saw it on Easter, and I was like, yeah, you're way ahead of the game.
Yeah. No, I'm in Mississippi, so I'm behind everybody.
Not everybody.
I am behind you.
Well,
In
what way?
I am 2 hours in the past.
You're 2 hours in the past.
Yeah.
You're Central Time Zone, right?
Yeah, we're central.
Mississippi? Yeah, I am 2 hours in the past.
That's so that you know when the hurricanes are coming before us.
Well, over here it's just earthquakes and shootings. And
Been
car
there,
theft.
done that.
Well, we have our storms here. It shut me down last night.
Yeah, we had good ones too. I drove my wife in a torrential downpour to New Orleans airport, so I have 2 weeks of playing the game.
Well, I was streaming, and I already told people last night when I was streaming, I says, well, if I get shut down without saying goodbye, it's not my fault.
Yeah, so I would recommend, even if people don't feel that they need to get prepared for the Skyfire TLC or do much with their icebreakers, if it doesn't cost you too much, I would still go out and at least get, and I have no desire to build a Visago's icebreaker, still go out and try and do as much of this campaign as possible, because in 3 months we have a skirmish cycle, which is a combination of explosive and concussive, i.e. Hellrace / Tideseeker. So those X armors will come in handy at that point, the X charged armors. So
They'll always come in handy, I guess. They'll find some way for us to refit.
yeah, well, some people are like, oh, okay, well, I already got, I'm stacked with charged armors, but my icebreakers, my monoliths, they're all full, but they might have, bought a ton of them in the raid. But there's still going to be another use for them, and you don't want to have to melt down those ships in order to do well in the next raid cycle. We haven't even started this one, and we're already on to the next one.
Yeah.
It shows that they're a little bit too short.
Probably wouldn't hurt to have a few left over.
Well, actually, kind of a question with that. Pardon me for sounding stupid, but hey, I'm going to ask the question that the little guys are scared to ask. I've noticed, like with a lot of the limited stuff, okay, the Liberator, so many, you get 5 max on it. The stun armor limited that they offered lists as a 99 max. I'm not seeing a limit per se on the charged armors, except for the fact that they're so to earn.
Yeah.
That's because there isn't one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good eye. There isn't one. Even if it's when you look in the model in the TLC, if you own at least one armor, you'll see it with a green box and a check mark, but that is just a display error. You can still earn those armors no matter how many you have, and you can store as many as you can get.
Actually, on the
Are you sure
re-release,
about that?
on the re-release of the Call to Arms Icebreaker, I just looked at it right before we started, and I have an explosive armor, and it is not greened out in the new release on the Icebreaker TLC.
Oh, good. They fixed that. Not technically, I'm not sure on the limit. Probably in practice, the limit is 99. But if you can get 100 of those armors, congratulations.
Yeah.
Zero world problems. Just go home. But no,
Well, if they keep on running the call to armor, you know.
Well, I was looking at my limited armors in my actual limited dock area, and it says I have 5. And then the last time I did the TLC for that 5 did not increase the number.
limited. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The charged armors don't have a total capacity. When I look at it in the intelligence lab, C1X for me, number of limited built 6, and that's correct. I have 1 in each of my 5 monos, and I have 1 on my Zealous, so that's 6. Number of limited available 10, so I can build 10 more, but 6 are currently on ships, but there isn't a capacity. So I would assume that there is none. On the campaign.
Well, I wouldn't make that assumption, just because there's so many things that appear to be falling off of blueprints. But yeah, I would guess 99.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't
And yeah.
trust. I wouldn't trust the fact that something is not on a blueprint. You know?
That is true.
Yeah. Because but certain things, there's very few things that actually I'm showing a capacity for. The stun armors is one, and that's odd. It's sort of an outlier as far as if you look at it, where you have there is a capacity for that, because normally it's just hulls that you have a capacity for. It's not the rest of the limited stuff. You don't really have a capacity. Oh, hulls and turrets. This is
Deflection upgrade SA has a capacity upgrade.
okay. That's the one that came out with the stun armors.
Yeah, Agi 4 doesn't.
That's the one that came out with the stun
I
armors,
guess.
though, right? Yeah.
Built available hydraulic resistors. The
I don't see-
weapons, yeah, those don't have it either. No, I get. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, you're probably right. There probably is a capacity of 99. They're not showing us, but again, none of the limited components are so expensive and difficult to obtain. I don't see anybody ever getting 99. And if you do, put them on your fleets. Just
Yeah. We spend too much time on the, with the limit. I mean, well, it was a good question, but yeah, I don't, if there is a limit, it's 99, and if it becomes a problem, they'll probably change it. Because I don't think, those stun armors, they were offered a couple of times in like a limited time store during a raid, and same thing with that special that ups your deflection. So yeah, maybe it's something to catch hackers. If they end up with 150 of them, it boom, blows up your base.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know even when purchasing them, like even through the raid, you were limited to only purchasing 10. I just didn't know if there was a max capacity, because I know folks are curious, I hope.
Yeah, but most of them have been chased away by the price. They can only get them now. They can get them in the TLCs.
And then the price went up. I don't know if you mentioned it while my internet decided to die, but prizes on tier 1 and 2 are also FM prizes. So if you can do those targets and you're not fully caught up with tier 5 yet, you're going to get some good stuff in there. Personally, I use high yield warheads, the one that's supposed to be out with the mono instead of either of the ones that they give you in the TLC, the expanded fulmination payload, or the precision napalm, the other one. But they're good specials if you don't have anything better, and they get you to tier 5 quicker. So definitely do it, at least for those.
Here's another question to throw at you. The Vesker's icebreaker. Are they allowing people to have another hole of that? Because I already have one, but it's not checked out as green.
Let me see.
I noticed that too, but I didn't want to try it.
That's interesting. That doesn't. It's just like the charged armors. Even the hull itself, number of limited built 0. Available for me, it's 1, but I only ever got 1.
Exactly, I got 1, and it says 0 of 1.
I don't know. Maybe if you ask me in a week's time, I could tell you if I got a second one.
Mine says number of limited built 1, number of limited available 1.
Oh, so it's at least 2.
I think you can
50.
have 2.
If only you could have the all 5 Visago icebreaker fleet. Let's
Ugh.
go. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Glitch across the map because you're so fast, blow everything up with like just a gentle sweep.
Yeah, nah.
That campaign, oh, I'm sorry, no. The one with the icebreakers, the Hunger, the one for the incinerator. That is really, really
Yeah.
fun with icebreakers. Like, you finally nailed it, guys. It took you a while, but you got there in the end. This is how they should perform.
You're right,
I'm-
Brian. Yes, go. I was agreeing with you. Over
Huh?
top.
Okay. Yeah. You're driving along. You're driving super fast. You don't need charged armors. I do have D100Vs on mine, and my ships are fully kitted and they're skulled, so kind of like they should be. But you're driving along. You're taking some damage, but there's ways to mitigate it if you can do like some smart splash kills on some of the interceptors and such that come up near before they get into range. You can kill them if your splash is good enough. You splash out the missiles properly. You pick your targets right. You can take less damage. But you're taking a reasonable amount of damage. Like I took about 5 hours through a run through with just D1 armors on, not driving particularly well or carefully, and I know what I can do better. Like that feels like what this whole should have been the whole time. It's just 4. There's no flag, and they're doing great. And the bases are just mudgluts, but be careful with mudgluts.
Wait, did they restart the Icebreaker TLC again?
Yep. You can
Nice.
do it again, fresh from 1. Even because I did it to 4 last week, and I wasn't sure if it was a
Get all the tokens again.
fixed. No, but you are reset from tier 1. You can do the whole thing over again.
And you can build more icebreakers.
You can get a second Visago's icebreaker
Yeah.
to build, I guess, if you want.
But you need the charged armor.
Oh
Well, I mean, that's.
no.
I think
Oh
that's
wait,
so
wait. Yes, sorry. Wrong one.
It gives you a shot at 5.
Oh,
more.
he's going into deep thought.
Ow. I got my TLCs crossed because we were just talking about the other one, and there's like garrison fleets, icebreakers, monos. Yes, this is these are the same. What are you talking about? The FM is the same as all of these. I do think that's a bit of
That's
a
okay.
problem though, because we just got off of a 6-day raid of garrison fleet. We just had 4 TLCs, at least one of which required garrison fleets, that being called Arms version 1. We just got it again, and these last 2 weeks we had FM, and now we have the Hunger TLC, which again requires garrison fleets. Although you can do it with icebreakers, and you're typically not using icebreakers for FM, which I guess is sort of okay. It's just, guys, thank you. That's enough garrison targets, except it isn't, because next week we're going to get the TLC for the Skyfire, more than likely.
But still, like, I'm happy to use all my garrison fleets this much and still get this much use out of them as well.
I mean, I think the FM is a fantastic use in and of itself. If every week, twice a week, I'm getting these new prizes with this hull, I'm getting all these tokens with this hull, like, you don't need anything else, as opposed to things like, well, uranium is a lot more necessary, I feel, than base parts. But, like, I only bring my cannoneers out when I want to completely mess with something. And yeah, we get new turrets to mess with every now and then, but once you're done with that, unless you need to make drastic sweeping changes, you don't really need base parts.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people out there that aren't up to 8 yet on their
Yeah.
turrets. They
Most of mine
need
are
them.
still level 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
As I tell friends, bring them up fast. Start getting
As
base
much as
parts.
possible.
Well, if you get the base parts, you can do a lot of them in one day.
Oh, that's right. They can't hold as many because they're lower OP. But
Yeah.
still. Well, and you can
Well, no, I'm OP. I'm OP
and you can
9.
prep the base part targets too for them. Sorry, what?
I don't know.
And they give you a lot of structure build tokens too. So I guess if you're new and just coming into OP9 and can somehow do these campaigns, congratulations, because it's a bit uncertain if you'd have the tech to do them. They're not easy, but you get structure build tokens and you can up your shipyard, or you can up this or that, or up a turret, or switch a turret out if you don't want to use base parts. So it's good.
Si, senor.
Am I just killing conversation?
Now, hey, has anybody tried 100? One of those hundreds for the
Oh, the
Yeah, how'd that go?
Phoenix.
Yes, I did.
Gunboat in there.
I've tried one.
I've only seen one person do it right. Yeah, I mean, get it done. And they had a fully sculled.
Nice. It took me a while to get mine done, but I only had one Phoenix to do it with.
They came out with less than a quarter damage. So I'm guessing they had a full fleet of them.
Nice.
At least 4. It does confuse me that they're pushing all of these targets to gain early information when the month's not even half over. Like, we still don't even have our tokens from tier 5 yet. And you maybe could get 1 complete ship done, maybe 2, almost 2, if you were focusing it all on one ship, but a lot of people weren't. They were getting out their blanks.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them don't even have their specials in, or their full complement of weapons, depending on which they favored. So the data, it's just going to be off. I mean, if it's off in the lower direction, I guess that's going to be a good thing for us, because when they see how much we're getting wrecked, they'll tone it down, especially because we can't have full fleets. Oh, hey, there's somebody doing a thing.
If anybody's interested,
Are we
I'm doing it.
Rum?
Rhymes
Are we
doing
locked
a
onto
thing
rum?
over
Because you can see it happen live.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep, just
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
Well,
watching.
I've been playing around with them, and these are skulls, and I've been building them. I was an idiot and bought the tokens to get the boats done because I'm impatient. They're actually doable if you've got the right speed. Mine have Magnus 2 on them because I went for a little extra speed. The turn rate seems to be fine. There's a way to do the target a lot easier, and it's the one that's been shown. It's when you clean out this turret and this side of the island and come in here, you can trap all the drones in this little area right through here and hold them back at maximum range and kill them. I will try to demonstrate that, but since this is still new to me, I may screw it up. But this is for anybody that wants to watch.
Okay.
So,
Definitely.
one question: you have Magnus Drive 2.
Yes.
Can you hit the Hulk, turn and run away and escape the Hulk with Magnus Drive 2?
Absolutely. It's absolutely not a problem.
Yes.
Well, especially if you have an angle on it.
Sweet.
Well, you don't even need to do that. This boat, the way it's
Yeah,
built,
that's what I was
is fast
thinking.
enough. I can run up, throw 10 missiles at it, and start running away before they even get anywhere.
Glad to hear that, because that's what I put on mine. I don't want to take them off.
I was concerned about spending the extra build time on a Magnus Drive and having it not work out. A lot of
I'm
might
going
have seen
to go
Reynolds
against
doing-
what I normally do. I'm going to go kill this turret now here if I can first. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I did it this morning. I'll try to kill all the drones and everything, and then I'll show you what the Hulk is like. You can carry on with the show, and you can just
Thank
watch this
you.
if you want.
Let's say the Hulk kind of reminds me of a raging bull. You have to stab it with a stick and make it mad and come at you.
Mhm.
Isn't that how we get beehives?
I know myself, I only had 2 blank hulls available for the VXP, and I still didn't get them fully sculled. I'm refitting right now, which what y'all was talking about at the beginning has me a little upset, because my refit included 3 Talons and I guess I didn't earn any ship build tokens from my 3 Talons that we're building.
When did you start this refit?
I started the refit before the update. Like, I finished my Justice about a day and a half before the update,
Okay.
and immediately started my Phoenix. So I had about 18 hours in on the Phoenix refit. I'm not, I ain't making a huge big deal out of it. It was only 3 Talons. It would have been nice, but hey. So to hear other folks talking about how many they're getting, I'm going, wait, they got my tokens.
Did you check your inventory recently?
Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask, because you don't get a pop-up saying you got them. You got to go check your inventory.
Yep, you just got to check.
Hit it more than once.
I check it every time I log in.
Oh.
So, like, I'm in right now and no tokens.
Okay, I'm getting ready to go for the Hulk if anybody's watching.
Okay.
Then I guess send in a ticket if you can.
Yeah, because I know Wednesday when you guys were talking, I had like 5 1-hour build tokens, and today I had 3.5 days worth in there.
Smooth on the approach.
Now, the one thing that they may get me on out of it, is why I've not thrown a big issue about it, is after they did the update and talked about the build time reductions, I calculated it out real quick, and it actually, even without tokens, it saved me about an hour and a half to 2 hours of build time. So I canceled it and started a whole new refit, and maybe that screwed it up for me.
And you said you had 3 of them, right?
I have, yeah, I only had 3 Talons going on the refit. The rest was all my specials and stuff like that, which I'm glad that they're showing that the Magnus 2 is going to work, because that's what I went with.
Okay. And did you, well, I have something else on the Magnus too, but did you, is there any chance you got an extra 1-day token? They might have rounded up and given you a 1 day as opposed to the 1 hour ones. Because like, Brian, weren't you getting some weird denominations?
I mean,
You were
I got,
getting 12-hour ones, right?
yeah, 12 hour. I got 1 hours, and then I got 12 hours later.
Yeah.
No, I did not
See,
get
I went from-
any token whatsoever. None.
Okay.
I went from 3 1 hours to 11 1 hours, and then
I
all the way up
thought-
to
I
19
thought-
1 hours after only building 1 Talon.
Yeah, bury and file a ticket definitely if you can, because that's
One thing that I've noticed on these, on that particular turret right there, you don't want to be caught turning. You want to make sure you're going straight, because if you're caught in the turn, it will obviously slow down, and it will tag you with the splash. Otherwise, you can pretty much handle it.
I see what I was doing wrong. I was sitting there while that fire was coming around me. And I was trying to hit them 1 targets. I see
Yeah,
what I was doing wrong.
My fear on using the Magnus 2 is that we're going to get a flagship that's going to give us a significant combat speed boost. I don't, because it's a couple of days to put a mag. It's adding.
It's 2 days. But the thing about it is, Hefe, and I understand exactly what you're saying, and if I have to refit, I'm more than willing to do that. But at least now, having these out, I know that I can do it for I don't want to say a minimal amount, but for a nominal amount.
Yeah.
A reasonable amount.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what I was going to say about the other inside, I still have all these turrets here that I need to kill, so I'll run a circle around them a couple times and try to stay away from the drones. But they should pin themselves up against the edge so that I can hit them with max range and they can't hit me. Now, is Kix going to change that once they figure it out, or do they already know about it?
I don't know, but it's
they did that with heavy cruisers last year, and that stayed in there. It's an AI pathing issue, and to fix that, I don't think they're gonna, because that risks breaking a lot of things.
See, you can see right now they will sit there, and if I come over to the left-hand side of the target, they will come back. If I do what I'm doing now,
Oh, he's
they will
coming around.
That's what I was going to say, but I can handle him with the speed I've got, so I'm not worried about it. Actually, see, he's trapped right there. He won't go anywhere for a while.
Okay, so
the
why are you out there as opposed to? Are you just demonstrating? Because it seems
Yeah.
like you should be okay.
Because I'm talking.
Closer in and kill him.
Yeah, because I'm talking, and if I get up too close and try to talk while I'm holding the button, I can't drive right.
Remember, Ram, you don't need to push a button to talk here.
I know. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
Hey, look it. There's a boat on land. It's a hovercraft.
There are many boats on land.
Yeah. Oh, they figured it out.
Yeah, see, I haven't killed that those turrets yet. That's why I wasn't over messing with it.
Okay.
The Reaver
Because they
off-road tech.
Yeah,
They
the
will kill you.
hovercraft.
Now,
Yeah,
how
move that up.
important are
I'm over here
activists on
moving the
this?
screen up, and it's not
But you
going
know, your
up.
boat can float over that land too. I've noticed my boat can float over those land tiles.
Oh boy, they might need to fix that.
Yeah.
Or we all have the sweet like James Bond boats where you
That's
drive the
right.
boat into the water and it just becomes a sub automatically.
Yeah, cuttlefish.
no
is
expense.
There you go.
Cuttlefish.
Letting people know. Goes over
Cuttlefish
Now
lines.
watch what happens.
Yeah, there's two good issues in chat. Cuttlefish noticed that the Phoenix reload seems very slow, and it is tremendously slow relative to the Apollo.
Well, what I was going to do to cure part of that was to throw my
Savage.
Savage in there and use the hotkeys in order to take care of that.
Yeah, I'm just so wondering, and I actually think they need to do something to eliminate people using the Savage because it is so powerful in what it does, and it's such old technology that it's really going to hurt people that haven't been playing that long. Especially, the 50% reload and 50% penetrative defense. It's really going to skew the target and really hurt people that haven't been in the game long enough because that's a huge advantage. I mean, I brought it up on the Wednesday show as well. I mean, you can get another old hull, the Grimshine's Wrath, will also give you the 50% reload.
Yeah,
on
and I just got
penetrative.
rid of mine.
Yeah, and you don't want to rebuild it because it's the raid will be over by the time that happens. But yeah, I just hope that they don't tune the targets, assuming people have Savage Kodiaks or Grimshine Race, because it's going to screw people over. People are going to get Do you time out?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what happens when you try to talk too much.
Yeah, but remember, you don't have to push the button.
Okay, so how's
I'm not even sure what button you're pushing, but yeah.
how
you
is
don't
he
need-
in? How I know. How's he in my target? I guess he decided to steal it.
Wow.
That's another reason not to talk while you're doing this.
Wow.
Or were you in the one that just blew up right next to it?
Yeah, this isn't your target.
Nope, it's not. I guess it blows up if you come out. Well, that's interesting. Didn't know that.
Because I noticed when it popped
Back to
back
Garrison
out,
raids, I guess.
mushroom, don't you?
I've done a couple targets. They didn't blow up. My ship wanted to go back and didn't want me to coin it. It kept wanting to go back to the base.
Hmm.
It wouldn't want me to coin it on the map, and I had to go
Now,
back
how
to the base
important is
to get it.
anti-missile on these targets?
Yeah, you got to hit them from start to finish if you're going to do it.
But I was
Is
able to
anybody-
come,
Are the prize worth it? Is the prize worth it?
Yeah, it is because you can
Um,
do them all in one hit. You can see I didn't take all that much damage on them.
just a minute.
I
can
could've-
Go ahead.
I could have definitely finished the target.
No, I was just wondering because they just give you a gray area. You might win this or this or this, but is it worth it?
What I have on mine is I do not have any charged missile yet. I've got one piece of the CO, and I've got RA3 on there. Well, I guess I could show you my bill. But it's not bad.
Okay, I'm gonna share screen so you can see what I got on my first chest.
I'm not going to comment on that one.
Yeah, that was it.
We were all waiting for
Whoa!
Hello.
Come on, you know what I mean.
We are in the
boys.
Matrix.
Ron screwing with everybody's head.
For the record, I didn't say anything.
Boys, there we go.
Okay.
Just 1,000 XP and some base. And 20 proto name shards? Wow.
That's correct.
Wow.
And the other one that I got, it showed that I got nothing. And so I don't know what the hell happened at that one. It was actually blank chest. I was like, damn, I felt like I got zonked.
Huh.
Maybe you got double in this one then.
Let me show you the other one. That's the one that I opened, and that's what it showed. It was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
That was my second one I opened.
Yeah, there's a ticket for you.
Well, I already sent it in. And I was like, what the hell? That's a zonk.
Yeah. They shouldn't have cool at the bottom of that one.
Yeah, exactly. It was not so cool.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the build so far.
Yeah, they should have screwed at the bottom of the bottom, you know.
But they thought it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
I spent my coin to
Claymore.
do that thing, and then I get that one. But anyways,
I just simply take it all the way back. What did I say at the beginning? Red, green. If it ain't broke, you ain't trying.
Mhm.
Now, in these targets, how important is anti-missile? Should I be running a Phalanx 4 or should I switch it out for a Talon?
My opinion is it seems to work pretty well with the
What ship is that?
Switchblade.
It's sort of cropped or what is it? Is that a Zillos? What's the hull there, Owen? You're on mute, Owen.
Yeah, that's a
It's a
zealous.
Zealous.
Yeah. You don't want the Phalanx 4s at all. Take all 4 of those and make them Phalanx 3s, and you'll be happier camper. We've explained this a couple of times on the show. Do you understand why I'm?
You're saying?
Well, it's because of the duality
That was
countermeasure. Okay. I'm sorry. What was your question again? Did I miss something?
I was talking about. Give me a second. I'll screen share it.
Unless I'm getting a weird view, I'm just getting a circle, and there we go. Yeah.
So should this be gone?
I like the idea of it. I don't think that every one of your ships needs one, as strange as that sounds, because
No, fair enough.
there just aren't enough missiles in the target to warrant that. But it's a good idea. I do think that if you have it, though, like let's say 2 ships out of the 4 have them. I think the ones that have them should have a frontline countermeasure system in place of battery.
Garrison battery.
They reduced the build time on that drastically too, so it's easier on you. So it's anti-missile accuracy of 70%, working off the base of 65. Dang it, where's the multiplication key? Yeah, that's 110% on your anti-missile accuracy, whereas with just one of them, it's 88%. So you go from letting a theoretical 10% of the missiles through to a theoretical none of the missiles. They probably have flak evade on them in some form or fashion, but that just makes the accuracy even more worthwhile.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's probably not recommended for, of course, everybody in their fleets. I know, like with mine, I don't have Apollos built. I took about 9 months off from the game, and that's when the Apollos and all of that came out big. When I came back, I got a fleet of Rhinos. Okay, big deal. But I'm setting up my Phoenixes to be able to do, for instance, the Mega Titanium targets as well as for the raids. So, like for myself, I'm putting 2 Phalanx 4s on my Phoenixes because it's going to help on those items more so than what it's going to be doing for me for the raid.
Yeah, but you also need to recall that after the raid cycle, and maybe before the raid cycle is even over, as we've learned, that those targets may change. And so they've been changing them at different increments relative to the completion of the cycles. So I would plan for the raid cycle, and unless it doesn't take you too far out of the way as far as your normal goal, but I would aim at the raid cycle after we've seen a constant creep as far as the availability of these secondary game map targets afterwards. Because how long did we have after the garrison cycle was over to change over the FM targets? Oh wait! Oh no! It wasn't over, was it?
No.
That was
Yeah.
I believe the
That
answer
was
is
minus
negative 2
3
weeks.
Yeah.
You need to go back in time.
Hey, Hefe,
What's a 109?
if you want to watch somebody do it for free, they're doing it just below your base right now.
Do what?
A 100. He did
Okay.
it for less than a quarter earlier.
Who was it?
TNA.
Okay.
And the thing is too, those targets line up so well, and the defenses should be so good, especially on the Phoenix, that you shouldn't really need all those Phalanx 4s on them. If you build it for the raid, you're going to be able to do the mega hull targets just fine. Yeah, if you want to put one Phalanx 4 in each of your 4 Phoenixes and run them in, because that's enough to stop the mega hull firing all the missiles at you, then yeah, definitely go for it. Just don't worry about it too much. You'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I did a little experiment just after I got the Phoenix, and I got one built pretty quick during the raid, during the last raid cycle, and I decided I want to test this thing out. They've got this new point defense. Let's see how good it is. And this is no joke. I wish I had recorded it. I probably could go back in and make a video. But during the raid, I went ahead and coined the repairs for it. But the old campaign, the one with the typhoons, got it right.
I have the
Dude,
storm.
this is no
I have the
joke.
storm is what you mean, and I know where this is going.
I have the storm. I did it with one Thud, one Phalanx 4, unranked, and I did the entire mastery, one entire mastery for 6 coins of repair. Total. It's insane. I was like showing people, and they're going, that's crazy. It was fun, though.
I mean, the Typhoons haven't been around for 2 years, but that's hilarious. It's like, you remember the Ferox's Fury?
Yeah,
With the
that's
24,000 damage around it. People were telling me that they went into that where the Draconians have occupied player bases and just rolling right on through it. But that's because those walls are like level 5 and they don't even want to splash, and you've got your God tier deflections. It's like if you took a Visago's Pride in, you could walk the whole thing. It's incomparable in terms of tech, but that's hilarious. Good on you.
All right. Do we have any suggestions for the raid?
I mean, you know how to build. Do you know how to build Apollos? Yes, good. As a general rule, just read the blueprint. You see what it does. Do more of what it does, and then you'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm used to I've gotten used to having to refit the day of the raid because of the not knowing until it starts what it's actually going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to do that too, but
Too many times.
yeah,
So-
they released some super ridiculous missile that deals you 2,000 damage no matter how high your resist is. So, kind of focused on that.
Yeah.
Kind of a problem.
I make too many mistakes and it just makes me nuts. So
Well, we all make them, though. They don't give us a choice but to make them.
I mean, there's some things like, I think it's at the entrance to the 103, how they have the cold snaps positioned such that you can't avoid them. You either get fired on by one or the other based on the ranges. So it's, yeah, you're forcing us to take that damage. And while it is annoying from a player perspective, it's like, okay, I get it. We're supposed to take damage here. That's fine. Just be mindful of the damage that you're forcing us to take versus the damage that's optimal to take versus the damage that the math tells you to take. Like, your phalanx doesn't always shoot down executioners unless you've got a BB crew. And so sometimes the missile gets through and you got to plan for that, and they didn't plan for that in the raid.
Yeah, I have too many times the missiles get through. No matter how, I could have a boatload of phalanxes on it, phalanxes.
Well, that's why you need the countermeasures, all those. I mean, the thing
And
about
that I have
phalanx, yeah, the phalanx, the reason that it's annoying with the phalanx is because they only shoot once at any incoming missile, no matter how many you got. So it's not like the anti-morts. So, you know, it's just, oh,
Yeah.
I have a 90% chance to hit this. Oh, I missed, and that's an eighth of my health gone. Lovely.
Yeah.
That was the thing that really did bug me. I didn't see it. This was what was weird, is I was not seeing it that much in the 85s and the 83s. But in the 81, I made a video. It was kind of choppy because my complaint to them was something's acting up here. When I got hit by, like, my Zealous tank with Charged Armor M took 2 missiles from the Rhinos, from the Zoe Rhinos, and it knocked out a third of my health.
Yeah, even the missiles
I'm
on the
going-
ship were stupid.
You know, it was only in the 81s that I was seeing it, and I'm like telling them, hey, you know, something's wrong here. And they're like, classic Kixeye line. Nope, it's working just how we expect it to. Really?
Yeah, those missiles are in the 83s too. They'd probably be in the 85s if I ever put myself in range of those Rhinos for long enough. I think they have a second kind of shorter range missile that's indistinguishable from the first. The problem is because they're so much faster than you, even if your mono's at full accelerate, that they'll catch up to you anyway and be able to pepper you with them. And your phalanx will be shooting at other stuff, or, you know, like a phalanx tries to shoot, and if you miss that one, or it gets through before it gets to that particular missile in the queue, because remember, there's like 2 or 3 Rhinos firing at you, and they have all those shots, and you only shoot so fast. Maybe you can't reach it before it gets to you. Yeah, you just take a ton of damage. I think that those missiles were tuned for the old charged armor that blocked 40,000 worth of missile damage instead of the new one, and they just never changed it. I'm not sure if it was out of laziness or out of malicious intent, but based on the rest of that raid cycle, I'm going to call it malicious intent.
It could have been the knife, what was it, the knife missile or something we saw back in the Apollo raids, just tuned up. It was impossible to shoot down, and it hit like a freaking brick.
Sure.
Oh my God! I step away for a minute, and what happens?
What?
You give me a beer?
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I got a new beer, and yeah.
And 9s.
Yeah.
I'm just here on my break.
Hefe, can you hear me?
Yeah.
The Savage makes it almost unfair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. It's something that they need to really, you know. I mean,
I don't want them to take it away.
Yeah, you don't want them to take it away. But think about.
Heck no.
It's
Think
an assault class ship. Are they going to, like, give your drones... No, priority targeting might not even work depending on the armor.
Priority targeting on the drones. Those drones start chasing after the Kodiak.
You just gotta keep them away.
To do it. I'm just saying, I feel great for everybody that has them. I can do it, but I'm just thinking of in the totality of the game. You're gonna have people that don't have them, either don't have the blueprint or don't have it built. And if they start to tune the targets, assuming that people have them, the people that don't have them are just fucked.
Yeah.
If it's tuned that way. So that's the reason. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody. I'm just saying, for the entirety of the player base, they're gonna piss a lot of people off and you're gonna have a lot of people rage quitting because they can't do the targets, or they see their buddy with the Savage Kodiak just tearing through it, and they're losing their fleet every time. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I've scrapped all my Zoe, all my Kodiaks. So.
Yeah, well, I try to keep those long build, flagships around.
Now I will.
yeah, but it's just not. It's hard, if they're trying to bring newer players into the game. Mm-hmm. It's not good to have, because it's very powerful. I mean, between the reload and the defenses, it's a very powerful. It's a very powerful flagship. And I mean, maybe they take it on the chin for the first raid cycle and make it easy to get the flagship for the Phoenix. I'm fine with that if they were willing to take it on the chin as far as the people that own the Savage for the first round. But if they start tuning for people owning the Savage, that's just gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
Or even the Grimshine, because it still provides, adds on the. It doesn't give the defensive buff, which is huge. The 50%, but it gives the reload bonus. So, and especially after we've seen how hard it is to kill those freaking drones. Unless they get into close range and start, doing damage.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough. Go ahead, Nines.
Oh, I was just gonna say the drones are a pain in the ass to kill.
Yes. And I wonder if somebody on the previous servers has tried something like the Teffer throwers or something like that to figure out if those work. If there's another weapon that works to kill those things, because it doesn't seem like the missiles are hitting. Either they're hitting or there's high resistances. There's something going on with the missiles and those little suckers.
Pinpoint, or what is it? The point defense. What's the range on that? It's
50.
What, 50?
Yeah. But if they get into 50, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Whenever I posted my video on one of the pages, there's a guy talking, saying that he was putting a lockdown on each Phoenix.
Yeah.
Lockdowns have what, 66 range?
68, I think, or something. 66, 68, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I remember seeing Renato.
Mm-hmm.
He did a video, and he's like, I don't see it. They don't appear to be working as far as slowdown. Is that what you got? Did you watch that, Brian?
I think I kind of. Oh no, that was the first one, and I've slept since then, so I've forgotten. But yeah, no, he did that. I'm more wondering. So this is where you bring in the Proto Mastodon, or no, I'm sorry, the Proto Nemesis, because your missiles have splash with the Proto Nemesis.
Yeah.
Let's go. You could put a lot of fucking Talons on a Proto Nemesis, you guys.
Hey, we need to get TSM to put him on his Man of War.
Yes. But that doesn't really have the splash. But
Didn't we used to have a boat that actually had speed disruptor? Was it one of the at one time?
Well, there's a missile that does it.
That's the Harlock Alpha that has the cannon that is a disruptor.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of an older one that does it.
Well, there's a missile that does it that you could get that range in, the D53D or D52, D50 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
D50 something D. Okay, yeah. But
old tech. I'm thinking of old technology. I know, I like your Vanguard. We can add that special to it, but I don't know how well that would do.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't take a Vanguard in.
Yeah,
well, you had stuff like the Frostburn, and it had the slowdown field. But do you honestly want to take a V2 into one of these targets? We're worried about taking Apollos into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone posted they tried putting a Frostburn in. They said the drones were doing laps around it, waiting for it to die.
It had more burn than frost, huh?
Yeah. I don't. I wouldn't want, that could be like some secret thing at the end. But as far as them planning things, I don't think they should include the Savage Kodiak, the Grinshine Wraith. There's, and some of this other stuff. You can't really, if you're, they can't at least plan around it. They could, they should exclude it from Sector 0 as far as allowing them to test how these things are going to work in here.
You know what? I would be happy on the flag. I wouldn't care if it gave reload or damage. I would be happy if it had a 90 range slowdown field attached.
Or a flagship combat speed. That would sort of get you the same thing, right?
Well, no, with Magnus 2 and 1 Phoenix, I was outrunning the drones. So I should have no problem once the combat speed gets in there from the auras. I'm just thinking if for some reason you get swarmed by a shitload of drones, it would be able to slow it down and let you get out of there.
Yeah, I'm a little leery because Magnus is older technology, and I'm not sure how, I've had it for so long. I'm not sure how available it was. And was it around in the last Pulse store or Tech store?
I don't think so. I checked.
Thomas Long, where the hell are you?
Bro, I got Andrew Hart's sheet. Let's go. No, it was. I know the Savage wasn't. I don't think the Magnus Drive 2 was, because why? Why would it be included? We're not going into a skirmish raid cycle. Maybe next time, but specials.
Flagship. I'm thinking flagship is going to add.
Isn't Magnus 2? I think is in the FM.
Yeah, it's prize pool 4 of the Forsaken Mission. First prize. It is the first on the list.
Okay.
Wow, that shows how much I pay attention to tier 4 of the
Yeah. Gee, thanks, Brian. We appreciate.
You're supposed to be the one with all the memory.
No, I just do the math.
Numbers.
He's at 4 gigabytes.
Oh, that all?
Yeah.
But
Brian avoids the FM.
Now it's like
he avoids stunned hands.
Now it's like 512 megs. Also, what the hell is that scratching?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was too. That was like.
Baron, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Okay, went away. Baron, you're having some sort of mic issue. I would probably recommend reloading this, or unless you have a loose wire going on. I think that fixed the issue for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't do it to be mean, but you're having some sort of audio issue. So I'm sorry. Where were we?
Magnus
talking about Brian's memory last, I remember.
Yeah.
He only has 4 gigs.
Yeah,
so I've got to ask. I don't know if you guys covered it because I haven't been able to watch the show since I've been working. So who got build tokens for Talons here?
I did.
I did.
I did.
Yep.
I got
Yeah,
19.
Baron did not.
that out of the
and
garden?
We have Baron has a rock.
Cool.
I got 58.
No, wow.
I got 4
What are you
days and 5 hours or something like that.
You got a little bit more than I did. You said 3 days and 4 hours. So that's 76.
No, I got 4 days and 5 hours. I got a total of 56
40.
1 hours and 4 12 hours.
Wow, you're coining your ass off to get all those.
No, I had a full Phoenix being built with minus armor.
Okay. Yeah, because the person that would have benefited the most of this was if you knew when they were going to go and do this survey, just throw a Phoenix on and put his, fill it up with missiles, a second before they did this and then cancel it. But whatever,
I just got a new chest, and this one had a 1 day Visagos Pride build, 10,000 titanium, which is actually brilliant. It's about damn time they did something like that. And 1,000 VXP Phoenix token and 50,000 base parts, and joy of all joys, 20 Hellstar swords.
Nice.
No. Well, that Hellstar is going to be on the water.
I've already got a Hellstar. I'll have a second one.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Hey, Brum, what site are you in?
I'm not going to say.
Side chat. Well, no, side chat when you get a chance.
No, I'm kidding. It doesn't make me difference. We're in 131.
Okay. I was just wondering. I was looking across the water and I saw a rum runner and want to make sure.
Is that where I'm at? Is that where you're at? I mean, okay.
Check side.
Okay.
Has anybody done the mastery round of hunger for the new hull?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I'm scared of
Yeah.
it.
I did
No,
part 1 and part 2.
I don't know what 7 is. I don't think I want to know what 7 is.
I watched somebody do it.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, cool. All right.
Hey, where am I? I'll tell you where I'm at.
Actually,
I'm coming up on 7.
Ooh, cool. But the thing is too, like I think I mentioned it earlier where it's like, oh, if I do the first 2 rounds, I'll have 8 days worth of build so that I could put a charged armor in each of my icebreakers. Therefore, future runs of this campaign are going to be easier because I have charged armors. So, strats.
Okay,
I haven't even done price pack 1.
I'm doing number 6 right now, so it'll be a few minutes. Because I'm using sloths, and I don't know why.
If anyone knows,
you can use the not the sloths. Excuse me. If you've got gluttonies, and you drive carefully, which I'll light one up if somebody
That's not
wants me
me.
to. It's actually really easy. You don't have to do anything special. You just hit from the sides, then go in the middle, and it's done.
Watch
Just
Wednesdays.
Don't rush anything.
Watch Wednesdays or last week's show, and you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, you remember I was driving that day too.
It's because there's a sonar turret on the right that sees you, but like if you get seen by it, it doesn't matter because there's an emancipator turret shooting at you, and that doesn't matter because it can't hit submerged. On the left side, I found the mortars will fire at you if you creep up on the left side, but even sitting there and hitting all the mortars like an idiot, or getting hit by all the mortars and sitting in the fire fields, I still only had like instant repair once you go back to dock. So you can be bad and still be okay.
You need to come in from the bottom, of the entrance, and then you need to do a little. At least it really depends. What is your, because these are PvE targets, they don't have the cloak cap of 75.
I think mine was 90 because the Mimicus drive gives you what, 65 cloak, and the gluttonies have a 25 inherent to them.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe because maybe somebody had Mimic system, 65 click efficiency. So yes, 90%. Maybe what some people had was, oh no, that's a dive time, not click efficiency. The subaquatic whatever does.
Yeah, there's ways, like Mimica system. There's different,
But
you're not
because the
counting
thing is,
75, so different people are having different experiences.
Well, but it was mentioned a week or two ago that if you had your cloak over 100 somehow, that could kind of get over the cap, because at the time the cap was implemented, I think click efficiency was multiplicative and not necessarily additive, so that you couldn't get to 100%, but doing it over 100%, I guess, gave you better results. But they said in the same breath that they were planning on fixing that. So,
well, they were fixing another issue. That's a PvP versus a PvE. That's the other thing. That's what I'm trying to differentiate.
But I'm thinking that translates over. If you have over 100% click efficiency, I think it would help you out more, because I have 90 and I'm getting spotted, and other people aren't getting spotted. So maybe they have a different build than I do, just more click efficiency. But even with 90, you're still fine.
Okay. But generally, if you just have Magnus Drive on your, I think if you come in from the bottom near the entrance, you're gonna have better luck, because I think. I want to cuttlefish. It's like at the front.
Yeah, there's the hyena. In the hook. Yeah, I take precautions, because what I don't want to have happen is I don't want
condom.
Yes, constantly.
I got 2 on right now, just doing this show. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering. Well, sorry, I'm scared.
You might need that protected for your ears if you're listening. By the way.
Hey Brian, last time I did that, I rimmed the outside of it, and then
now we're talking about rimming with a condom.
Now what's going on?
Wow.
And then I worried about the inside.
Yeah.
No, that's when you put the second one on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See, now this explains it all. Why I'm wearing 2, just watching being on the show. So
okay.
I don't want to know what you are going outside of and then inside on the show.
Just don't be dropping the soap, I guess.
I'm going to get back on topic real quick. I'm looking at my Visago's Pride. Do I want the raise scattergun or the ruin?
Ruin for building damage, raise for ships.
Bang.
And by the way, Visago Pride, OP as hell. I just got walked with 1 Pride going into my base with a Visago sitting on the outside.
Yeah, I got walked earlier with a Visago's Pride, a Survivor, and 3 regular Prides. I mean walked.
Exact same setup. I took 75% off the 1 Pride that came inside, and he walked my whole base.
Well, I tried it. I put 2 of the new turrets in there, and so far, squat.
Well, I mean, the V-Pride gives radio deflection, and there's radio deflection on the plates.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot it gives.
Yeah,
I know what I'm gonna do to beat him. I'm gonna stick a fucking muddle in there.
Well, I've got mud there. That didn't make any difference. I killed it with a splash from the Pride.
Because that's 2,000 from the Prides, and then another 2,000 from the Survivor. Or is it 1,500 for corrosive? Either way, that plus 35% splash deflection. So you're gonna have to get to X.65. So let's say 3,500 over, and you deal 5,400 damage a shot. I mean, maybe you can, and if so,
I know before, whenever I was hitting regular Pride fleets with a muddle glut, it would one-shot the whole fleet.
Maybe that person didn't have a Survivor in their fleet.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 4 or 5 shots if the damage is enough.
I mean, the funny thing is you'll also be reducing their damage because of the field on the glut. But you'll also be giving them more damage because it activates their res trigger, and hopefully they have a res cap on there.
That's been the first person since Pro is not God to walk my base.
I'm actually thinking of pulling, because I had the corrosive defense on my outpost for my center island, and I've seen the horror stories, and I know some people can stop them, and congratulations to those people, but in general, the power of them,
Niche
your
fleet.
50% turret defense doesn't mean anything anymore with that special. If they get to a center island, you're dead.
With which
Yeah,
special?
The corrosive overlay.
Well, yeah, the chromium overlay, taking that off, because if they have a V-Pride and they get to center, you're dead.
Yeah. It is, with the chromium overlay, they just two-shot my turrets. And I'm talking like 3 turrets at a time, two-shot.
Yep.
Anything they can fly.
I feel your pain.
That's what I did the other day to a bunch of people.
You get a base that people can't crack, and they come out with this one stupid special, and you're just like a level 50.
Well, no, what's funny is he 3-shot my Harlock Alpha with a survivor in the guard.
Oof. It's kind of reminding me of what they were doing, because Liberators have Talon missiles now, you guys, and holy crap.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about refitting. I've got like 30 days worth of tokens. I was thinking about refitting them to the on the Liberator.
Well,
As well, you should. What
knock
did
on
somebody
wood.
say? It was
Knock on wood, I haven't been hit by Liberators yet.
yet. What did somebody say? It was, oh, that's a nice Harlock's Alpha with all pen plates you have there. It'd be a shame if someone one-shot it with pen damage, because that's what happened to him.
Okay, so are you putting the new special on the Liberator too, or are you leaving it the way it was?
I mean,
New special, extra
hell
damage.
yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
More damage, more reload.
I may do it just to have fun today.
Yeah.
And if you
they've
really
also
want to have
got-
fun, put a Savage in the fleet.
Oh, I keep my Savage around.
Rude.
I love my Savage.
Rude.
You guys are gonna make me go build one again.
I tell you what, I've got
Oh, I
two
built one for
Savages, to be honest with you.
Mudgluts. Mudgluts are a reason to build one.
What?
Give me
Mudgluts. That's a penetrating weapon, that Mud Missile is.
Yeah.
Build one for the Mudgluts.
And I think I just had 6 hours added onto my ship build time.
That's the way I came back on and found it. So
Well, no, I think I just went from 11 hours to 17 hours ship build time. Thank God for Shadow Play.
Is that like a thing that
yeah, what is Shadow
records
Play?
you?
Shadow Play is awesome.
Shadow Play, you can either record with it, it's an NVIDIA thing, or if you press Alt F10 real quick, it'll record the last 5 minutes that went on in your screen.
Oh.
Shadow Play is awesome if you guys got NVIDIA.
1070, but yeah, it's NVIDIA.
Well, yeah, you got Shadow Play on a 1070 for sure.
Yeah, you only need a 600 plus.
Yep.
I'll have to look into that tonight.
Now accepting donations for an NVIDIA card.
Oh,
That's how I caught all the.
What are the specs of this friggin' laptop again?
You don't.
Oh, GeForce GTX. Yeah.
I run a GTX 645. I just got lucky and got it. But that's how I caught all the bugs in the raid. If I had a bug happen, Ghost Mort or anything, Alt F10 real quick, and it captures the last 5 minutes. Kick size support paid for my raid, pretty much.
That would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the time you're recording is the time you or not recording is the time you say, "Why didn't I start it?"
Cool.
And also, like, some people like take a video of their base every Monday or take a video after the raid because too many times they've been screwed by, my ship is lost for literally no reason. Why don't I have this ship anymore? And they're like, well, screenshots and video. It's like, nobody thinks to do that. we expect a certain level of quality from your game. And yeah, we're wrong, but that doesn't excuse you from making a shit game.
That's a lot of reasons why we stream our games nowadays, or at least I do, because I've been able to save a lot of coin from that. Just
I'm still waiting to hear a whip crack on your videos.
Whip crack. That's only if somebody follows. When they come to stream, they hear that cracking.
Okay.
I got to tell you this much. I'm about as excited as George and TSM were on the TFC after hitting these 100s. They're actually fun. As long as you get a good build.
Yeah, as long as you coin the build up to doing them at this point.
Well, but I mean, you don't have to
right
coin it to get the raid.
Yeah.
I mean, you
No,
can use a little bit of coining. You don't have to coin the whole damn fleet.
You'll have 3 ships ready for the raid, probably.
No,
I
I'm just
accidentally
saying
used
at
my.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying at this point in time, for them to do, I think Brian brought this up earlier, to be data gathering at this point feels a little
Freakish.
Yeah, there's only a certain group that's willing to buy the tokens from the limited time offer, or whatever the limited time offer is, and to be testing at this point. As long as they use the data for good and not for evil, it just seems they could get some very weird results associated with this. And it's again, we're beta testing for them, in this process, and you're paying to you're not. It's not just your time; you're paying to do this as well. That's it.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, I just hope that they don't overuse the data that they're getting from these, because everybody that's hitting them, the people that hit them once and they do well with them, they're gonna hit them 20 times and try and get themselves a not the Hellstar. What's the awful one that the ballistic one? What's the ballistic?
The Man of War.
Yeah, the Man of War. All those people are out there getting the Man of War. It just worries me, because this feels way too early, unless they're just working out glitches.
That's entirely possible, and we all know that no matter what, they're going to data mine and get the information they need to make money. But they can't continue to break targets. And I put a tinfoil moment out there on one of the questions that somebody posted about the 113 when they got happy because whoever it was said, yeah, we're not going to mess with it. My thought was, yeah, they're not going to mess with it. They're just going to replace it. That way they can say, see, we didn't mess with it.
Yeah.
They'll come out with a 116 or, whatever it is.
So how earlier I did that little bit where I said I was going to shoot myself in the kneecap and then I didn't? That's like shooting yourself in the crotch. Like that's an extra level of dumb and probably just as dangerous. I mean, there's a kid's book. What is it called? Never Underestimate Your Dumbness. Like that is actually the title.
It should be for some adults.
Or it should be for some game programmers that we know.
Well, just remember the old saying.
Some product team members that we know.
Yeah, I was going to
them
go that way, because I think that the game designers are knowledgeable about game mechanics, and
I said that wrong. I'm sorry. It's not game designers. It's the bean counters. How they monetize the game.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with a foolproof plan is that we forget to take into account the ingenuity of fools.
Yes.
There's a lot of fools too.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, we probably don't want to go down that route. There's so much to be said on that.
We'll save that one for another open mic night.
We might keep that one in the after show. Yeah. I mean, let's move on.
It is actually called The Wisdom of the Crowd. like 1,000 people working together, you're gonna get somewhere.
Well, I also call it groupthink, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, that tends to have a negative connotation, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they're both the same. They're both the same actor on the situation, but yeah, they both have different connotations. So, have we missed any topics at this point? We've talked about the new TLC. We talked about the 113s and the scarcity, and how, I don't love the fact that we need to search on the map to find them, considering they're already considered to be a grind and a chore. Now that adds to the chore. We talked about Savage Kodiak. It's to the Phoenix.
Leave my
World.
Savage Kodiak alone.
What was the other one?
Oh, the Grimshine Wrath?
The Grimshine Wrath, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good because the Grimshine Wrath only has plus 50 penetrating reload. It doesn't have the plus 50% penetrating defense. So it's it's the ugly stepsister to the Savage Kodiak. But I think both of them either shouldn't be planned for or shouldn't be, find some way to make that not as advantageous as it seems. Is there something else that we haven't covered that we should cover at this point?
Ooh.
Can I do a quick ending bit about this warn you? Because I found it funny. I mean, normally I don't like to shoot the messenger. For those who don't know, then I made a joke about it at the start of the show. Doom had posted the thing about, we're going to change the difficulty of the 113s. And they ended it with, this warn you, in all caps. And there's a couple of things about that. First of all, that wasn't pinned anywhere or really stated much of any place. That was buried in another thread. So it wasn't brought up for people to see necessarily. And even if it wasn't a pin thread, it was buried a few pages deep. So the length of which you're asking the players to go to find a critical piece of information about the game is, I think, unreasonable, especially given a lot of your forums are just a bunch of shouting people and complete idiots. Not fools, idiots. Like, how did you make an account on this game and why are you playing a strategy game?
Are you just talking about the mods at this point, or
no? It's well now I'm on the members of the forum that are loud and negative and annoying and don't have any logical argument. But that's to read through all that.
So you are talking about the mods. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Some of them.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe not all of them. Anyway, asking people to do that to get a critical piece of information about the game is completely unreasonable. But also, it has been stated by someone else that Doomrooster might have been misinformed, but he posted the message that he was told to post. Hey, that's no big deal. I'm not one for shooting the messenger. And he got the wrong message. And that's really unfortunate. And I know I made fun of him, but that kind of sucks. But really why I'm making fun of him is no way in hell is this warn you part of the message that you're sending to players. Because it basically says, hey, game's getting harder, you've been warned. Like, that's an extremely just negative thing to say. It fosters animosity between the players and Kixeye. And if you told me that you were supposed to say that, I'm going to laugh at you and call you a liar. Like, no, that's something that you as an individual decided to add. And I'm thinking that you'd feel bad about it and regret it. But you really shouldn't do that. That's not the way to compose yourself as a paid employee or as a volunteer, but that doesn't seem to stop some people. Anyway, if I spoke like some of your volunteer mods spoke, I'd be fired in a heartbeat. Even as a volunteer, I'd be fired. But that's beside the point. Just be mindful. I know you had to deliver a message that was incredibly unpopular to the community, and it's really unfortunate that Doomrooster was put in that position, but you could have handled that better. You handled that to the point of the community memeing the crap out of you, and this time I feel it's actually deserved. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk about that anymore. I've got, a restraining order.
Are you going to double jail?
Yeah, I can't double. I feel like I've already said everything. If people have been listening to the show as far as the lack of communication that's been going on, and the fact that everything is buried on, page 16 of some thread that's all the way down, there needs to be a way to fix this. It's either like if there's a relevant post from somebody at Kixeye, or if there's a relevant post to the game, they need to flag it in some way.
It needs to be up top.
Yeah, that particular post, not necessarily.
Have like a little symbol next to it that you need to look at, because sometimes it's like Brian's saying, it's buried on, it's buried on. It's the 135th post on or 135th reply on a post. Yeah. I mean, that's why people watch these shows, because between the group of us, we can find that fucking post. But an individual player can't be asked to go find that. I'm not sure if I said asked or asked, but it both works out the same.
Yeah, because they never figured the guy that has to work. I'm a lucky one. I don't have to work anymore.
Yeah, or the people that play more than one game, or the people that want to, like, my question is, what's going on with these, the base part mines, or the grids? I mean, why are they on and off? What's the point in that? I mean, because there's certain, especially their clientele, they get on, their real clientele, the ones they pay attention to, they get on for a certain period of time, and, they go around and look for this stuff. And, okay, well, they're not around for the next 2 hours. So, yeah, you need to change your work schedule so you can come and hit these things. It's that things like that don't make any sense to me. And they haven't really changed them, as far as the time schedule for things like that. I don't even understand the reasoning behind it, like why they would do it. Considering the way the game is, and as far as some people are really upset with other things, and that's just something, because I mean, how many people hit for base parts anymore?
It's not.
If I have a need for it, and
it's not cost effective.
I do. I hit Draconian bases once in a while. And that's it. I don't hit the other shit.
Yeah, but the Drac bases, all you need to do is hit a couple of hundreds and a couple of 200s, and they're always available. But I'm talking about the grids that they put out there. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I don't hit them is because, when I need them, they're not out there. Okay, come back in an hour and a half, and they'll be around. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I'll forget about that.
If I want to hit 130s, then I don't do any damage to my cannoneers. But it's not worth it for me. I'll just wait the time.
I do the 99s damage free.
Yeah, I'll hit 99s and 103s if I'm feeling saucy and have somewhere to go, because that takes out a ship, a whole ship. I think that a lot of these problems could be solved if just half-hour spawns. Just everything spawns every half hour. If you don't want to clog up the map, or if you don't want to strain things too much, then Reaver Armadas respawn at the top of the hour, and Drac Mines respawn at the bottom of the hour. There you go. And the 91 spawn every half hour when you're in orange, same as normal.
And the FM targets spawn on the Because the FM targets are a huge issue as well at this point in time.
Yeah.
That's
Brian?
the solution now.
I don't know.
Can you math me?
I can try. What can I do for you?
The new special, the carbon fiber casing,
Uh-huh.
and the advanced guidance system, are they a good combo?
What's the advanced guidance system again?
Advanced guidance system is the Reaver for Conqueror class, pin accuracy 15, missile range 30, flak evade bonus 30. Will that give the Talon a little flak evade?
If you can stack them, yeah. I don't know if you can stack them offhand, but if you can,
I'm
yeah.
doing it right now in refit mode on the Liberator.
Yeah, because the flak evade, it's plus 30%, right?
Well, it says flak evade bonus, so I don't know if you have to have some in order to use the bonus or not.
Oh, look in the shipyard. Although I'd still do it anyway, because there's your range and you're retargetable, I think, too. And
yeah,
I think
Well,
it gives you 30. I don't
refit
know.
it. I haven't refit one Liberator. I'm looking at it right now, and 8 of the Talons is 101,000. Is there any reason to have frontline countermeasure on there with no? I've got no countermeasure equipment, so I don't need it. So that leaves it open
Nah.
special.
And yeah, no, just siege battery and pick
Yeah,
your
I've got-
favorite.
I've got
turret,
high velocity
other
rounds on there, and I can put siege battery on it, and it should be good to go.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
that'll kill things dead.
Me
That's
like
good.
Thank you.
What does
And
it
the
say?
weight's only 8,500.
Score missile, flak evasion 30%. Oh, flak evade bonus plus 30%. Okay. It probably should go from 0 up to 30. I'm thinking.
it seems
Yeah,
to work on mine.
What?
Okay, thank you.
That flak evade seems to work on my Talons and my Liberators, so
Sweet. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Because that's 5 scored liberators with this new stuff. It's hide your kids, hide your... Well, people have Harlock's Alpha Behemoths in their base now, and they're probably going to have a radioactive turret, so you'll be kept honest at any rate.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're smart with retargeting, you could probably kill a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
it works really well. I use only 4 Liberators, and I don't fail very often.
So this is a pretty good segue, actually. Merwin did a question. If the Bloodthirst bonus from the Incinerator or Liberator applies to other Conquerors with Rivals Bloodthirst. And I don't think... So... Oh, George has an article about this. Let me pull this up to not... If I sound stupid now, it's going to be on him, not me.
Okay.
What I think happens is they all share the Rivals Bloodthirst, right?
Yeah.
So the acquiring of it, the stacks.
Yeah. How the F, there we go. Oh, back in January.
The detail about that, it's a little bit outdated since we have all these new ones with the Rivals Bloodthirsts.
Well, yeah, I mean, the old stuff had Revenge Bloodthirst. So, let me see.
Well, you've got so many bloodthirsts now. You've got Revenge Bloodthirst, Rivals. You've got the Behemoth Bloodthirst, Ironclads, Tide Seekers. Hell, they probably put it on gunboats now. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is,
It's mostly to guide you on what you're supposed to use together.
yeah, you only really need one. You only need to care about one type. If you're Conquerors, it only matters on Rivals versus Revenge. If you're Defender, good luck getting Bloodthirst, I guess. The destruction of the target that was damaged by a Bloodthirst equipped hull will give that hull a stack. It has to deal damage to a target that was destroyed, so it doesn't have to deal the killing blow. Okay. The same type of Bloodthirst will stack fleet-wide. So let's say you've got a Liberator, and an Incinerator, and an Oppressor, and the other one, Survivor. they all have Rivals Bloodthirst, okay? So let's say that your survivor runs up and shoots a turret dead. None of the other ones dealt damage to it, but you now have 1 stack of Rivals Bloodthirst. Because all 4 of them have Rivals Bloodthirst, all 4 of them have 1 stack. Bloodthirst for stack for all holes that are equipped. I'm not sure. A stack effect with Revenge. Okay, let's get going. When 1 hull in the fleet that has the same type gets a stack, they all will. So, okay, that is what I just said. So I'm right so far. Spike gets a stack, only the Mouse gets a stack. Okay, still right so far.
I mean, sort of what I'm wondering in his question, because he's talking about everything within that incinerator, the ore group, to also apply to other conquerors. It's
only if they too have Rivals Bloodthirst.
Yeah. No, I think the answer is simple yes, as far as what he's asking.
What I mean is,
Water
like,
Bloodthirst bonuses from, say, the Incinerators or Liberator will also apply to other conquerors. Rivals Bloodthirst.
There's a bit of a distinction. There's a bit of a distinction here. They all get the stacks from the other ones killed, but like each hull has its own separate bonuses when it gets Rivals Bloodthirst. The Liberator is like ballistic and something else, and the Incinerator is thrower damage or something. I don't remember, but your Liberators won't get the thrower damage that the Incinerator gets. All they get is what's listed under their hull. The only bonus that you get with different Rivals Bloodthirst is you get the stacks, no matter who damages it and deals the killing blow.
Okay, I get what you're saying as far as how the actual individual bonuses carry through. Like, you may have Bloodthirst. Is that what you're going at? You may have Bloodthirst, but the bonuses for the Bloodthirst may not carry over across all the ships based on the effect. Okay.
The bonuses for the Bloodthirst don't share, but the Bloodthirst stacks do. So it helps in some way. And be careful when you're reading these holes, especially the newer ones. The Survivor and the Incinerator have additional effects that are applied. The Survivor, I remember, it's corrosive deflection and explosive deflection. Those are applied no matter what. You don't need Bloodthirst for those. They just are. And they're applied to every Conqueror in the fleet. Now, the ability that I just said there, that's different from Bloodthirst. It has nothing to do with Bloodthirst. It doesn't matter. It stacks with any Conqueror hull you bring in. Whether or not it has the Bloodthirst, it always has that bonus. So just be careful when you're reading. But that's why a lot of people use a Survivor with their Prides. Now, the Pride's not very good at corrosive deflection, but a Survivor provides additional corrosive deflection basically for free because they're Conquerors. So that's what you can use those for. I'm building one too. Nice little thing, just in case.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Mary?
I think so, yeah. So we were kind of wondering if they got the bonuses, but they, according to Brian, they shouldn't, but it's kick size math.
Yeah, they only get their own bonuses.
Yeah, I think it's situational, like you were saying with the Survivor, some of the ones that carry over across, any hull types and whatnot. Is that what you're talking about?
Everybody gets their own Bloodthirst bonus, but some things share among the fleet, and they're very, very different.
Ability, which is different from the blood.
Yeah.
Well, even a quick simplified version on it is, look, I know it's not the Conquerors, but look at the Harlock Alpha Behemoth. Every defender in your base gets the splash reduction, but only the Harlock's Alpha or a standard Alpha receives the bonus deflection because of the Bloodthirst buildup.
Yep, that's exactly right. Perfect analogy.
Thank you.
Hooray. Oh my god. Why do I need my garrison fleet to do 3 things now? Only have 2.
Did you erase your fleets?
No. I didn't.
Did you
I've
screenshot?
only got two. I've only got two garrison fleets, and that's because they keep telling me to.
Yeah, I'm glad I built 2 myself.
And I guess I'm glad I kept my icebreakers around now that they gave me enough tokens to refit to the good stuff.
See, and you didn't want to get icebreakers.
Oh, I got icebreakers. I
know.
built them, and I was sad. I was the saddest.
Well, yeah, when they first came out, they weren't
They were
very
disappointing.
nice. They weren't worth the
They were
money.
very under-
Well, let's see if the
Or the
trend
time.
continues. Okay, they
Oh,
released
they're
the
not going to do that
icebreaker.
here.
They released the icebreaker, and they had to fix it. They released the monoliths, and they had to fix it. Well, they released the Phoenix. Now, fix it.
No, I've done a giant spreadsheet, and right now, it doesn't look that much better than Apollo's with the flagship. Actually, it's a little bit
case.
worse. But we
Oh,
don't
really?
have the we don't have the Phoenix flagship yet, so it's a little bit unfair of a comparison. They beat an Apollo straight up, but it's not by much. So I don't know if they're going to change this one. At least this one beat its direct competition this time. Monolith straight lost theirs.
Have you tested an Apollo and a nav relay yet?
Nope. I got time for that. I didn't buy those build tokens, but I'm kind of wishing I did. I'd have like talent Apollos.
And calculations are one thing, but actual application is another.
Fair. You seen
Yeah.
one guy had Apollos do these.
Really?
Yeah, during VXP, he took Apollos in, and I think he took, reasonable damage. It's actually, it would be really light damage if you consider it was an Apollo, but
And
he pulled it off.
I think one of the things that's kind of skewing the results is they have the same armor points, but the Phoenix is an hour longer to repair. So it can be a little deceiving.
Yeah.
But even still.
Kind of checking because, I'm typically good with numbers myself as well, but I forget. What's the deflections between the two?
500 Apollo, or 500 and 200 on the Apollo, and 600 and 250 on the Phoenix.
Just barely better, but that can make a world of difference.
Yeah.
That probably makes up for the... Let me find that spreadsheet again. What were the differences? It was... So 97.81 versus... Oh. It's only 100, 2%. 102% means 5,000 a shot. It's probably close enough, really.
I took my partial build into a nav relay earlier, and from what it looks like so far, I got 1 charged CO armor on them. You're going to need at least 2, if not 3 on there.
No.
No, I've only got 1 on mine, and it was plenty.
I disturbingly refute because, first off, we could only get 10.
Yeah.
Second off,
And we're down.
Down anyway.
Yep.
Well, I think Owen was demonstrating in a nav relay a little bit earlier, and I think it was Owen that was doing it. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think he was only using a single charged and was actually doing pretty good for being distracted while talking.
Yeah.
That was me. That was Rum.
Yeah, Rum.
Oh, my bad.
No problem. Now, yeah, I've only got 1 on there.
Do you have any other armor on it?
At this time, I don't believe that I do. Let me check. Fleets. Nope. The only thing I've got on there right now is CO, but I do have RA3 on there.
Okay.
Wow, that's real similar to where my build's going on it. I've got one missile charged and one corrosive charge on mine with the RA3.
Yeah, I'm going to put the missile on mine as well. I just haven't done it yet.
Now, what did you put on for your stun resistance?
A Jet Ag 4.
Ag 4? Yeah, I think that's what I've got on mine. I keep forgetting. There's just so much to try to remember.
Oh, I got me another 10-hour structure build token for Outpost 10.
Nice.
Ghost Crawler shards 20.
I wonder how I'm doing on my next Ghost Crawler.
30,000 VXP tokens for the Phoenix. So
Yeah, who needs it now after they gave us a VXP weekend?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
I would need one for my third hull, so...
Yeah, I mean, the people that are hitting these, I mean, I find it odd. The people that are hitting these targets, at least most of them, besides, I didn't realize what crazy shards they were giving away for the mega ships. Yeah, they're mega hulls, whichever they are. They don't
The
really.
big boys.
Yeah, well, there's the mega hulls. They don't really need them.
The super hulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
They're actually outdated unless they're going to try to bring them back.
Yeah,
well, and since you're giving them away, it makes you wonder.
Yeah, they did a facelift on the Protonam, but they didn't do much for the rest of them, right? And they completely neutered the Ghost Crawler with the
A lot of
with the new turret.
Don't
We
be
all
so
know
sure
that
they
they're
have.
out.
sonar turret.
Don't
They're
be so
coming out
sure
with-
they have. The ECM is still pretty effective.
Yeah, they're
Well,
coming
you
out with
also
that.
got to have the ECM. So yeah, it's a big boy game you're playing with. That you have to have the ECM and the Ghost Crawler build.
My ECM loves gluts.
Okay.
Does it actually work for him?
Yes, it does.
Hey, I was there the night that he was doing it in one of the after shows, and it's just, he was literally on top of a sonar turret.
Is one of
And
those?
it didn't
Which of those is not flagship only?
The ECM is not flagship,
Yeah. Give you a holler to boarding.
so I could put
Go ahead.
my ECM in with 3 Mudgluts and the Savage Kodiak, and wreak havoc.
Nice.
Yeah, and at this point, 60 million for an ECM doesn't sound that bad, does it?
No, I got mine in the original win. I finished in top whatever it was.
3,000.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
top
mine I got mine the second time they offered it.
Yeah, that was 60 million, but yeah, look, all I'm saying is with the charged armors and the rest of the crap that's going on, yeah, 60 million doesn't sound like
60 million is the Phoenix.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It used to be like,
Oh my god.
when they've been re-releasing it, 60 million. No, the Phoenix is more than 60 million. If you consider the buy-ins, you had to get the Justice beforehand.
Yeah, unless you speed ran the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it in the beginning of the raid like I did.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder though who would do that in day one, but not also pick up the Justice at some point.
Actually, one of the guys in my alliance passed by the Justice, but got the Phoenix in the first day.
I did too.
Congratulations to that.
He ran out of coins?
No, but like you get the Phoenix on day one, right? But I think that almost everyone, if not everyone, who got that Phoenix on day one, a lot of them, I'm sure, were still able to earn enough points.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to get the Justice and then probably redeem the Justice later.
Oh, he had the points. He just said, I don't want to get it.
Yeah. Probably no time to build as he thought, which was
exactly
accurate.
I mean, I've got a
Kinda
nice pretty
is.
Justice setting in my queue. Who knows when it's going to get built?
Well, they shaved some build time off, so maybe there's time to build Justice in there.
Well, not unless they decide to drop that 7-day plus base hull on it.
Yeah, what the heck is that? Like seriously,
Well,
the limited flagship, the Holox Alpha, is 9 days. And yeah, it should
Savage-
be long. It's a hard.
Savage Kodiak's only 9 days. 8 days 21. I'm looking at.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
What's the fill time? I got 6 days, 8 hours on mine.
Well, I don't have any crews or whatever you call them.
Well, when I talk about the base time, I mean without the captain, without your R&D, without all of the little bonuses, you're looking at a 7-day base build time on a Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Fun times in the game, guys. It just really sucks with the build times.
It's only gonna get better.
I mean, they fixed part of it with the. They fixed part of it with the changes to the Talon, but
Yeah.
and that should be the real priority, I think, for people, is the Talon, because what happened last with the 3-month raid cycle last time, see, even without coining, you were able to build like, I was able to build the Gridirons, Monolith, and then Gridirons and 4 Monoliths. I think I got 4 Icebreakers, and I don't remember what. I think I finished up my Harlock Alpha during that time period. I wasn't able to build anything that wasn't a TLC related Conqueror Hall, as far as, just time constraints. But you can get all that stuff done eventually. I think they've timed it out, and they've made the Conqueror, like the PvP halls, something that you need to pay for, unless it's one of the TLC ones. If it's one of the raid ones, then you have a difficult time building them, like the Pride. That's one of the ones it's difficult to build with everything else that they've heaped on you.
Well, it's just, thank God for the new Reaver relays for however long they last, because that's the only way I'm going to get the Visago Pride outfitted, if you get enough tokens. I mean, I've only gotten 1 so far.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, they're making some of the, the raid-related Conqueror halls. That's something you need to pay. That's something you need to pay for. In some way or another, because if those are free, hitting those are not free, because you need to already pretty much coin the Phoenixes in order to win them, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting, because it's I find it interesting, the fact that the raid related Conqueror halls, they're pricey. They're pricey to build. I mean, because we haven't got any other time for anything else.
And not to mention ranking. We haven't even brought up ranking them.
Yeah.
Who's Cap?
Somebody's meowing.
What?
That is Dennis's cat. Hello, Dennis.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I normally move the mic, so I mute it. Yes, it's Dennis's cat.
Dennis is playing with the kitty cat.
Well, she's actually teasing the dog.
Now we know why Hefe's got the double condoms on.
That's bad.
Is he interested in Dennis's? Never mind.
Onyx, you hear that shit? They're talking about you.
Sorry, guys, I couldn't refuse that.
Yeah,
It's hell having a memory.
Oh, you just beat me to it, Rum. That's the only thing. You beat me to the punch on that one.
Oh no, I saw that joke, but I bit my tongue. I did not want to actually say that would come out. No.
Now, from what we were talking about, with all these builds and everything, I'm a level 86. Other than about a year and a half that I spent off from the game total, I started December of 2012. I don't typically coin a bunch. You know, I'm looking at things right now, and there's tons of stuff that I need to build to stay up, but I'm having to decide, okay, do I build the Phoenixes for the next raid? Do I want to involve myself in PvP? If so, I need to be building Prides. I need to be building this. I like even this Hunger TLC. I cannot accomplish it with the fleets that I currently have. I can't get through it, not without dropping coin to do it. So, you know, we keep talking about the frustration points, and even somebody that is considered a higher level player by number, it's tough. You know, it only appeals, take that with a grain of salt, it only appeals to the big, huge players, the whales. We were just talking about the nav relays. Okay, these are the people that's already dropped a bunch. Now they're getting all these super rewards. They're already basically caught up, and they're getting stuff that in one sense they don't even need, where the people who need it can't get it.
That was the point I was going to a second ago. But then you also have to reward your coiners with something that not everybody else could get. Otherwise, why should they coin more than the other people?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I am so disappointed they dropped their whole skins program and some of the stuff that they did that didn't directly impact the game. I mean, when's the last time they came out with a skin? I mean, because people they can make money off the skins, and you know, we can spend, if we have their, their setup, we can put one together in, in 15 minutes, and then they can sell it for, 80 coins, 120 coins each.
I don't know, would a design your own skin program work where they can create a program where people can design their own for a little bit of money?
You don't want that.
No, because that's going to mess up the game as far as recognizing stuff. I mean, unless they made it very limited as far as being able to recognize, okay, this is that and this is this. I mean, that's the problem I see with it, as far as people could create stuff that's
people are gonna draw dicks on ships. let's be honest.
That's always a possibility.
But don't worry. FA is going to loan them one of his 2 condoms, and it'll be fine.
I think Hefe needs a new name called Captain Condom.
But yeah, I mean,
see that running around.
There's bad things that can be done.
Is that what they mean now?
What?
CC, Captain Condom.
There we go.
When he flies his butt whistles.
Butt whistle.
Oh no.
Oh, what show was that?
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Blatantly stolen from Jeff Dunham.
Wait for it. Silence.
I'm so sorry. Did you have a relevant thing to say? Because we just trampled all over it.
Blew right on by it.
I'm still waiting to hear what BLM has that they were going to add. She tried to say it about a dozen times.
Oh, I don't know what it was anymore.
Shit, I was trying to get us out of this hole.
Well, no, she was talking
about holes.
Well, we were talking about skins, and as far as yeah.
No, sheepskins.
Yeah. We're not gonna go there, but just the idea. If they want to generate, some amount of marginal income from the players that just want to spend money. It seems like, where is the pink Punisher? Or the purple Punisher? Or where is that? Because people buy the fuck out of that, right?
Where is the purple Liberator?
Designed by FA.
Yeah, well, the pink Punisher, everybody would fucking buy.
The pink Punisher, give me a break. I mean, come on.
As long,
Da-da-da-da.
and
Well,
Yeah,
you gotta have something for
That's a
October.
new name for Will Harbert is the Pink Punisher.
The
no,
unicorn.
it's you got to have the pink Visagos Punisher too.
yeah. But you know, people would buy this stuff. It wouldn't take them that long to figure it out, as long as they didn't have, you know, too many pink ships. But just made a couple of them pink,
I mean,
and people could figure it out. And as long as I was just worried about the idea of being able to create your own, because you could create your own, and nobody could recognize what ship was hitting them and things like that.
I mean, a lot of games have kind of custom emblem designers, and from that, you pick from a prepackaged set of simple designs and simple colors. And if you had, just layer 1, layer 2, side decal, and you pick the colors on your layers, so like maybe the stripes, like the red stripes on a Liberator, you could change the color on those. And if you wanted to, you could change like the metal color on the hull. You change that from copper to whatever you want. Change that. Maybe there's a decal on the side.
Some of the ones. I mean, yeah, some of that works, but if you
Remember now,
the only issue I have is the fact that some of them are hard to distinguish. At this point,
the code too is old school. They haven't updated it. They're still using Flash, for God's sakes. They say they're not, but they are.
Yeah.
Soon you'll have colored bubbles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now that could be a thing.
And that was discussed way long ago. Like people that got frubbled, I mean, that was one of the solutions that people had. If somebody got hit by, it was an obvious frubble, that they got a pink bubble. So everybody knew that they got frubbled. And so,
So it's kind of like the equivalent, like in World of Tanks or World of Warships, of going pink, being a team killer, that kind of a thing.
yeah. But I don't think we're suggesting, maybe we are suggesting pink bubbles, but yeah, that was the original, that's been brought up. That was brought up years ago, and that was more just to shame people that were getting frubbles from their ally mates. But they changed the game even further to not allow you to hit your ally mates. So, whatever.
I think they should allow our alliances to get bigger. I think they should change that number from 100 to whatever bigger numbers.
Yeah, I want to max mine out at like 4. I don't like the drama. But that's just me.
That sounds like an interesting thing, like the Hermits Alliance. Just we have a few people, and the rest of y'all can.
We got 4 people. Hey, we're all good.
The get off my lawn option.
I mean, I have 2 active players in my alliance.
Yeah, I left mine because we only had 3, and 2 of them are now in SUA. Me and hence another guy.
Okay.
But just because he needs help, and when I'm able, I like to help people. And of course, lately the raids have been I haven't been able to do that much.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But I'd like to see this stuff get back to where we can help the lower ones. Have the co-ops. They can come in and actually kill something. But with this monster that's on the screen now, I can't.
What monster?
That'd be funny.
Yeah, well, this is going to be the S target.
Yeah.
And so
that's where I always target my abilities, though, is the S targets.
Yeah, and supposedly that's going to be around in the first go-round. Which,
That's going to be weird.
Yeah, they haven't done that in a while.
I mean, but that's what was in the Doom Wrist in the announcements was like, this is where this is going to be around in July.
Yeah.
So, I can't think of besides maybe somebody misspeaking, you know, that's my assumption, and that's unusual. And I just really hope that you can continue to hit the A targets, because, I mean, I'm going to have 3 that are ready. At least hopefully, because I'm still waiting on my defensive special. I'm leaving certain things empty because I'm wondering what's going to come out with the Skyfire.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wondering if there's a special that's going to come out or something else. That
I got to tell you right now, as fun as these are, I'm not even worried about the Skyfire, because these things are. This is actually really interesting to me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just afraid the Skyfire is going to be inherently broken on all levels, but that's kind of a different issue.
Cesium, anybody?
Yeah, and also the auto hulls haven't been performing particularly well until Icebreakers in this TLC. You know, they perform like I feel they should.
I normally don't get a good build until the raid goes.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much everyone, though.
Yeah.
That's just build times.
Well, I'll honestly say for the first time ever of me playing, I'm going to actually theoretically have a fleet that I can even attempt an S target with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oops.
I will have to brag, though, for my sector. I was the top points for my sector the last raid. It felt good to be number 1 for a change.
You don't want to know what I had already. Probably you already probably heard anyways.
I found out what you had by watching. Sometimes I look near the end of the raid. Congratulations. Also, no dying.
She has murderous virtues.
No, that's murder. That's not dying. There's no dying.
Oh no, no, you die. She don't die.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you're not my ex-wife by chance, are you?
Uh-oh. We got silence.
Awkward silence.
I can tell by her voice and her
I'm on
intelligence
this show.
he's not my ex.
Help.
You know, someone actually went into the forums and said, "You're forcing us to put the Magnus on the."
Yeah, they are.
This thing.
It depends. It depends.
Yeah,
you need the speed, because I've seen the Speed
Well,
System
yeah.
5, and it won't do it as well as what the Magnus is doing.
But what if you took
something
that?
comes out.
No, what if you put Speed System 5 on, right? And you put V armor on.
Well, or you
Yeah.
put cadmium armor.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, if you've got the weight, and that repairs really quickly too. It's got like a 0.4 repair efficiency. The cadmium does.
Yeah.
So, and that gives you turn
the
speed.
extra
but you don't
the
need it.
extra turn speed would be nice.
If you have SS5, you don't need extra turn speed. You don't need extra turn speed normally.
That's what I was saying. That the extra turn speed of SS5 would be nice. Because these things, like I say, they will get hit by the splash because of the slow turn rate. If you're trying to turn while you're in that whatever the weapon is.
I mean, but you can play around that.
Yeah, by driving straight.
Yeah, that's how
Go
you
Speed Racer.
You just play around it. You just drive better, which I know kind of sucks to say, but you gotta adjust. I think it would have been a little more interesting if they did. What is it? Okay, so if you had SS5, you could turn and outrun the Hulk. But
Which I can do that now with Magnus.
yeah, and you can. But if you had Magnus, you could outrun the turrets, but not be able to do that to the Hulk. And so you're kind of picking, hey, which do I think is worse? Do I want to get more damage from the turret or more damage from the Hulk? And I know I'm giving them ideas, and I really don't care. But things like that are interesting choices. Hello?
All I know is somebody really came up with a fun target for a change.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the last series, the Garrison.
Because it played like the Siege and that played like the Skirmish. Like it feels like there's two distinct but basically similar kinds of gameplay when you consider that a lot of people had been able to stack, drove their monolith stacked, or maybe their Zemp stacked, and still do well regardless.
You had to bring up the M word, didn't you?
Oh, well, I mean, I use them. I'm using them right now. I just have a Zealous tank because
I'm talking about the Gridiron, basically.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. That was a 40 million point backup tank.
Yeah.
Backup tank. That's a 40 million point suckhole is what it is.
No, the Visagos was a 50 million point suckhole because its intended purpose was never brought out into the live game.
Who knows what it was? I have never heard
of it. It was Sector Threat Red. They mentioned it. It's not. It doesn't exist in any tangible form in the game. I'm sure a lot of people would have liked to see it, but they're not going to.
What was that? I missed it.
Sector Threat Red.
Oh, I just heard red.
Sector Threat Red, the center of the dubs.
Oh.
Theoretically, once you took down the corners, you could go to the middle and kill the delicious chewy center.
Gotcha.
You get like 5 million titanium.
Here goes the scratches again.
Yeah, there goes the mic.
Careful, Baron.
Great. Let me.
Somebody muted him.
Somebody. Yeah. Maybe he muted himself.
I muted myself. Is that better?
Yep.
Much better.
Yeah, my microphone, like if I have a headset mic, and sometimes if I move just wrong, the contact breaks and we get all the scratching. So, but no, it's kind of the reminiscent back to the old Drac bases where it had the side guns where you really, to make it easier, you took out the side guns first and then took out the middle. Well, they just haven't come up with the middle for the dubs yet.
Side guns are spicy enough. I mean, not now because our current siege tech is ungodly overpowered, but spicy.
Well, don't say that. Don't say that the tech is overpowered on our side. You know they'll break it.
Oh,
they know already.
They hear every word we say.
Oh, yeah. This is probably being recorded for tomorrow's play during work.
They have intentionally listened to many jokes about wearing 2 condoms. That is someone's job.
It is part of the alien technology.
Oh, the scary part is somebody's there is going to listen to it and go, wow, I never thought of wearing 2 condoms.
It'll probably be the one of the main unicorns.
Yeah, but and now that you brought it up, there's going to be an old Canadian TV show on Netflix.
Hey, are you sure? Are you sure their name wasn't Charlie? No.
I can't believe we're still live.
We were done an hour ago.
What? Okay, well.
Well, we just made the after show the real show.
I mean, we can keep talking.
There's only 35 people watching.
Well, see, if we went to an after
I'm surprised it's that high.
There's as many people on the show as there are watching.
Nah, not people.
No.
We won't get the pleasure of the conversation.
I mean, 35 people watching is more than some other shows get.
That's a good point.
It's more than my show gets, but then again, I don't have a show, so.
And they're probably getting a good laugh out of this. I'm sure some of them are tickled pink.
Nah, because I like to keep the show open as long as people have questions and whatnot.
Right.
I mean, I don't really care how many people are watching at that point. Oh, you kick people. Oh, now we're down to 34.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a big tickler.
Hey, we picked up somebody.
Yeah. See, now they want to hear us keep on talking. They can interact with us and whatnot. Because, this show is not monetized. Even the fact that I lied that we have product placement. You know, it's not
all that
monetized.
beer.
It's just
Hey,
sort of
I ain't
whatever.
touching the product placement for the condoms. You can just forget that.
Yeah.
Well, not now. We're not.
This show is brought to you by spending money at Kixeye.
Is that why I've been getting all these Trojan ads all of a sudden?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's, you know.
And now you're going to start getting the KY for him and her.
Oh, well, somebody's been watching Pornhub.
No. It's on TV.
That's on TV.
Okay, whatever.
Actually, it is.
Yes. I'm not sure which TV channel you're watching.
They'll start.
That's just on regular network television.
Yeah.
Commercials for the Lion's Den.
I don't want to know what that is.
I'm not sure I do either.
Okay.
Is that the next book in the 50 Shades of Grey series?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of weird that you just brought that up. Because
Oh God!
Oh no, you did it.
being a DJ, and I listen to music, and I go, you know, that's so fitting to that over there. And I can't remember the song off the top of my head, but they had that theme song, that nice, beautiful love ballad as the big theme for 50 Shades of Grey and all of that. Oh, love me like you do. No, you need that one song.
During the helicopter ride. I watched the Sins version.
You need to play the song by the rock group going, you know, where he's talking about he loves the way she looks up at him when she's down on her knees. All of that. That's the 50 Shades of Grey thing.
Nickelback, Rockstar.
Ooh, nice.
You know, I'm listening to that and talking about how the dirty thing she does when he has control of her. That's 50 Shades of Grey, people. Come on.
Nah,
Yeah,
Nine Inch Nails.
That's what
Nine Inch Nails
that's
with
what it
Animal.
actually is.
Yeah, I'm a big 9-inch fan. Yeah. Well, they're bringing up a 24-hour live stream. And, you know, we did do that pretty much in one raid where we had like a 4 or 5 hour show. And people
I was there.
Yeah,
I survived.
Yeah, people were watching it. And, you know, during the raid, because some of these raids are really quite boring, and if you have the bandwidth to do both, at least feeling like sometimes you're grinding out these raids and you feel like separated from the rest of humanity. And sometimes these shows will help you feel like, okay, there's other people going through what I'm going through. And
Are there stages of insanity? Because
yeah, you know, there's stages of insanity. Yeah. But
also because I'm me, I'm here to point out that you just talked about 50 Shades of Grey and then grinding right next to it.
yeah, that's a possibility.
I'm helping.
But there's
I'm
people.
glad
You were one 2.5 hours ago with this crap.
BLM's having too much fun. She's squealing.
But yeah,
Oh, you're going to be censored off her network.
I don't know if this
I don't know if
is
you're going to
appro-
be in her network.
I don't know if this is appropriate, but we have a car dealership, and it's a guy and a girl that does all the commercials. Her name is Morgan. She's pretty cute and everything, but it's so funny. Their newest commercial is talking about $13,000 off a brand spanking, and about that time, Morgan makes whip noises.
Nice.
so this is a local
Are they
television
playing some
ad,
mix
and
a
what-
lot in the background of this commercial? Is Baby Got Back like the soundtrack to this? Or can they not afford the royalties for that?
No, I think this is in Mississippi, correct?
Yeah, this is a Tupelo area, a radio ad for a car dealership, and she's cute as can be. And this is not the first time she's made whip noises.
Wait, you already said radio ad. So how is she cute as can be?
Now hold on, they do television ads.
Okay, I'm listening.
They do television ads as well. Do I need to like pull up her picture and share my screen just so that I can?
Have you seen the Wednesday show? Probably.
Yeah, she has to live up to some numbers there.
Palmer's
Yeah,
irresistible.
expectations exist now.
Yeah. I mean, you're
You think I make spreadsheets? Let me tell you.
Wow.
Don't be talking about spreads.
Oh,
Oh,
You guys.
why are we still on the?
Exactly.
someone's watching.
And I have to say that one guy's getting a few shades of red there.
Oh goodness.
Brian, red?
Yeah,
No.
he's getting a few
That's his
shades of red there.
doors.
That's it's too funny.
Well, look at us. We're ruining the youth of America. What the
Yeah.
hell is that?
It's
who
our
are the youth in here? Well,
Hey,
like,
Brian,
Brian,
I gotta compliment you.
Let me tell
Hey,
you.
Brian, you get any redder?
Brian, you adjusted the color on your monitor. It looks a lot better.
I know, right? Got that RGB balance on point.
Absolutely. You look
Yeah.
human now.
Looks like a little sunburn there.
Wait, I look human now. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I still want to see the
Nice.
doors open at the same time.
That's- well, Time Lords do look like humans inherently, so I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Now, on the left-hand side is where the bodies are. Right-hand side is where the police come in. Just so everybody notices.
Sure.
Yeah,
Your left or my left, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my left. My left is where the bodies are. Right-hand side, that's where the police come in.
Let
At
the
least
bodies
that's
hit
last
the
time.
floor.
It's
Nice.
Yes. It's all good. All right. Everybody wants to know what
Waterbed.
this,
Waterbed.
no. Everybody wants to know what this, Mississippi cardio chick looks like now. At least Ford does,
These people probably watch the Wednesday show, so they might come for certain things, and well,
Yeah, I want to see what they look like away from the coast.
I'm
Just Tupolo's
sorry, I don't
inland.
follow.
Tupelo is inland. I'm on the coast of Mississippi.
Yeah. No, but they
I'm
just wanna
looking it
see-
up. I'm looking it up, guys.
Oh,
Give me a
okay.
moment.
Geez, you don't have it tagged?
Yeah.
Wow, there are so many directions that I could go. We're talking about Morgan from Barnes Crossing, and you're talking about tagging. Hey, I'm all up for that.
Tagging what? Hello?
I don't know what they're talking about anymore.
Right.
I can hear the
Says
blush
the
in that
woman
voice.
with the whip.
Witcha.
Yeah, that's why she doesn't show her face. She doesn't want us to see how red she is.
Was that from the spanking?
Well, I don't know, but you can hear it in her voice.
Hopefully not on
I
the
could.
face.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever floats your boat, right?
There's probably a non-zero number of people that are into that sort of thing, but I'm gonna say no on that.
I cannot believe how big that memorial is.
Dear God, yeah, that. Wow.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to me, but
And, yeah, I mean, if for anybody,
Yeah.
but still.
I don't have a problem with memorial. I think it's awesome, but I just can't believe how big it is.
This is the biggest one in BP history that we know of, and it may even be. And I talked to one of the ladies. She's gonna try to get the picture of the final one and see which one's the biggest picture, and send it into the Genesis World Record because I mentioned it to her and she said, you know what, I think I'm gonna do that for BP because Genesis World Record does weird things like this.
Largest
Is that in our sector?
Probably.
58.
I think they should probably send that to Kixeye as well.
They already Kixeye's already got a picture and he's being put in for a. Let me find this just a moment. I have a.
Oh yeah.
Crew?
Well, I mean, he's got a flagship, but he's under permanent bubble.
And they're also putting
And
him in the record for something on the Hall of Fame of BP.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, definitely. There's a Hall of Fame of BP.
And,
They have one now. If they haven't had one, they got one now.
Yeah, he was one of my invites. He didn't really talk too much on this.
I've even got
on this
invited
Friday
into the
show.
crew, but I told him I'm done with big crews. I'm going to stay with the little crews for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually invited to go to the crew, and I don't want no more big crews. I'm done with them.
Okay.
For now,
No,
anyways.
no. Ray was on the Friday show. He just wasn't a big talker because he was one of my early invites. Brian is and Mike is now and whatnot. So he was on the he was on the show quite a bit on the Friday show. Not on the,
Wow.
but yeah, Ray.
Well, here's kind of a boat I made for him,
Thank you.
and then
Oh yeah, I've seen a few versions of that with the halo over it.
are we still sharing screen here?
Yep.
There it
Yep,
is, yeah.
you are.
And okay, well, I got that there. I made for him, and the Rip the Highlander Ray Scott thing that's been posted in a lot of pages. And there's the deal from Doom.
hmm
I don't know if you guys can read that from there.
Yeah.
Once it switches.
Yeah, because Highlander was big before,
Yeah, there it
Doom
is.
Rooster was
You guys can read
around.
that. And then the other thing here. If I can find the other thing, I have something else here. Or maybe that was it. But he's said he's gone a lot of places with Kixeye.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I had something else, but I can't find it.
So 40, you can come on the show? We need to hear we need to hear like a Tennessee accent. There's too many, I mean, Brian's got that California accent. Just drives everybody crazy. All the ladies love
I'm
it.
helping.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like crazy, like insane, not crazy, like hot for.
Is that like an accent?
Well, what's
I mean-
my accent? What's my accent?
I have no idea. What's mine?
Midwestern?
What?
Nothing.
See, I have my screen at 75%. So in order to get the whole thing, your screen has to be shrunk. If I put this at normal size view, you would not be able. You wouldn't be able to see everything.
Yeah, Ford's commenting. I mean, because Ford, your accent is Kentucky, right? Because we have a lot of people south of you that have a different accent. I'm just commenting with Ford on the chat.
I don't know if you can see
He
Highlander's base,
calls
but
it-
it's this one right here.
He
You can't
just calls
see
it
his name.
true hillbilly. And, whatever. I grew up in the Virginia area.
Did we call this show the BP filibuster?
Must be.
We might have to.
I think you just named it.
Hooray! It has an actual name.
North Carolina? Jesus Christ. Nah, I lived in North Carolina. All right. Whatever. Do we have anything else to discuss or talk about? Or I could go to the after show.
Unless you're going to do triple condoms.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
Okay.
That's the sequel.
There you go.
Fighting Seabees.
Yeah. The triple condom's not really going to show up on the show. I mean, these are things that you need to really come to the after show. How do you get the third one on? And questions like that. That everybody has as far as the community is like, okay, well, I can figure out how to get the first one on. I watched a video on YouTube on how to do that. And then the second one, yeah. But how do you get the third one on? There's not any YouTube videos on how to get the third condom on.
very carefully.
Yeah.
With great skill.
Yeah.
We don't really want to see, do we?
Well, it takes a great deal of concentration.
Hopefully, we don't want to see
Or-
demonstrations.
It's harder than driving monos.
And you had to say harder, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And it has to be a Toyota. Give me a-
I mentally corrected to more difficult, and then I recorrected back.
Yes. Yeah. No, Brian did a good job with that.
Talk about 2/10
I
of a
like
second
that.
reload. That was pretty good, Brian.
Yeah. Oh, what's the reload?
Salvo, the Tuart missile's a 16.
Yeah.
2/10 of a second.
Yeah, I'm not sure
What you really don't want, you don't want the radioactive fire pools, though.
Yeah.
Man, that burning is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to see
well,
a doctor
they
if you have
do
some
it.
burning.
But yeah, the reload time is an issue.
Well, I mean, some guys can't even get the first shot off.
Oh,
Well,
Wow.
you gotta have the range. You gotta
You gotta have the range.
to get that done.
The solid fuel booster,
Yeah.
the counter missile extender.
That's one of their favorites. Is they counter missile extender.
Actually, you guys probably want one of these things here. I'm just joking. See here, kick size X-rated toys.
Yeah.
unicorn.
Oh wow. Yeah. She probably
The Liberator.
I don't even sure she was around for the unicorn. The unicorn was special.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I mean, people were afraid to watch the show after the unicorn.
I guess I haven't seen the unicorn.
Oh, you want to see the unicorn?
I'm not sure I want to see the unicorn. Let me put that out there.
I think
actually
that
want
is
to
the
see
top
that.
of the unicorn, maybe. I don't know.
It might take
Yeah,
me a-
I mean,
it might take me a
yeah,
second
no,
to find it.
BLM, we covered that when it came out, and the model missile.
Covered it. Is that the same thing as a condom?
Yeah, we needed 3 actually, because there were 3 in that. There was the precision napalm detonator, and there was the model missile.
Yeah, that one right there.
You need a smaller one for that one, if you want one. But that's 3.
Yeah, but that's got some deadly ribs on it.
Ribs for her pain. There it is. Well, you got it. We did it. We got there.
Yeah, we need to send that unicorn to hell.
I mean, it's fun.
This is what you build the
realistic
Visago's
side.
pride for, or the Visago's pleasure for, you guys.
Yeah.
You guys have me so
Pleasure.
screwed up. I'm using
Gotta
pride
keep
right
up.
Oh
now.
my god.
I
Never
think
set your foot
we've
rep
gone
because you
to
don't
the,
want to mess with it.
BP Pride.
I was just throwing it out there for anybody that.
Yeah, you sure did.
Don't try to tell me that's doom.
No, I'm not. You can say that all day long. I'm not gonna talk about who.
Somebody
Yeah.
lost the office prank to have to wear that.
Yeah, see if Kicks I really wanted to save money, they'd move elsewhere.
Well, that's true. It's an
Yeah. No, that's the
well, yeah.
It's an
I mean,
expensive
as far as
place.
recruiting, they would have a hard time.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Canada's getting gamers all the time, and it's in a bad place.
Well, yeah. Well, I really think.
And-
they-
Wait,
if
Canada's
anything-
in a bad place? Then what are we in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
cold
I'll be
for-
nice.
Okay,
I'll
I
be nice
need to get
to
Raptor
politics.
on here because he's on the border.
Yeah, where's Raptor?
Yeah. Raptor's. He hasn't been. I think he's too drunk.
You want an accent?
Somewhere safe.
Yeah. But he's right on the border.
Yeah.
Did you say he's in his safe space?
Well, he's in a
Wow.
safe space. Well, he's not really in a safe space, but he's right on that border. The border that really
And
needs
somewhere safe
the border
because
that
he's
needs
not
the wall.
watching this
Border-
show.
The border that needs the wall. That wall between Canada and the U.S. is really where we need that wall. Not
So
Mexico.
does Tim Horton pay for that wall?
I'm not sure, or, all the weed that they're, shuttling down to other states. I have no idea how that's going to get worked out.
Well, just come to California because you can totally do that here now.
Yeah, or Washington State, or
Colorado.
Yeah, Washington's probably closer.
or Washington D.C.
But then you got to worry about that dam that they're not paying for and getting fixed properly, don't you?
Yeah, it's always a possibility.
Yeah, that's
Just don't buy any Illinois lottery tickets. The state's going under. They're not making the payments on the big payoffs for the old winners.
Oh, okay.
And they're canceling a couple of the big ones because they don't have the money. They haven't had a budget in 3 years, I guess, 3 or 4
and
years.
it makes you well.
People that pay it the winner.
Well, because lottery is probably plus EV for the state.
Oh,
That's
like
probably how
any
they justified it is plus EV
they
up to a certain dollar value.
Everybody guts it. It's supposed to go to education, and it never does. California was a prime example of that back in the 80s.
Missouri was the same thing.
So is Oklahoma.
See,
Terrible thing.
that's why taxes are bad.
They sell all the states. I'm really trying not to be political, but they all these lotteries, they sold the states on. Oh, well, we're going to give the profits to education. Don't you care about your children and their education? You know, guilted people into voting for it, and then, you know, it was so weird. They were talking about how lottery sales were just amazing in Missouri, but we were always going, we don't have enough money for education. So where in the hell did the money go?
So if you're telling me I should donate to education, I'm
Don't
going
play
to
the lottery.
donate to education. Like, I can
Directly.
You can put the profits into the education, which is some percentage of the dollars that is not 100%, or you can donate to education and put 100% of your dollars in. I mean, you have to be mindful of which particular institution or that you're donating to just in case, but still, there's a better way to do this.
Nothing gets 100% of it though.
That's true. They'll come for taxes, but I'm pretty sure that they'll get more from direct donations than they will from lottery profits, especially if they don't profit with the lottery. Unlucky.
Oh, it's just it's human nature. If you have a source of funding, you're going to tap it.
Look at all the ads on TV for charities, and I'm not. This is not anything against charities, but just in general, every stinking one of them now. It's only 63 cents a day, only $19 a month.
Yeah.
And we'll send you a blanket, or we'll send you this, or why are they sending people gifts or mementos or blankets, or I don't care what it is, widgets, if they're collecting money for a specific charity or a rightful cause, and then skimming that much off the top, and then they want to charge you that. If you do it by your credit card, you know, we'll send you this stuff. They just want this monthly income, which probably only, you know, some of them are very legitimate, but some of them it's like they get 10% of it maybe.
That
sucks. I'll give you a real score. The American Red Cross, less than 3% goes out.
And it brings down all of the real legitimate ones.
Well, the only legitimate one out there, according to tax records, is the Salvation Army.
Yeah, I was just
That's
about
the only
to
one I
comment.
give.
Salvation Army has a huge amount on the dollar that actually makes it to what they're doing.
Their CEO makes $59,000 a year compared to all the other ones. So, how did we get on the?
Yeah, we got on a
the lotteries.
Lotteries, lotteries are minus EV. Don't. It's math now. I used EV.
Yeah.
There you go.
Math. Battle Pirates has a lot of math, and we're back.
I just wish we could be guaranteed that the figures Kixeye gives and that you work on were the same.
Well, I mean, they have information that I will never have
Oh,
or be
yeah.
able to work with. The monolith, that I want to say that was just an anomaly, but it was incredibly upsetting, of course, because when you build an expectation, like we have the skill hull, we have the auto hull, and we have the generalist hull, and that should be, first, second, and third, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm doing this now. So, to the person who designed the tech for this past raid cycle, you failed. And this isn't a D+, try again a little harder next semester and you'll pass fail. This is a pure F, like get a tutor, may God have mercy on your soul, that sort of thing. Because the big two, the Icebreaker and the Monolith, they needed buffs to be able to work well. The weapon for the Monolith needed a buff to be able to perform as well as the stuff we got a year ago. And this system had been in place with tier systems, had been in place for a while. Like, they knew what they were doing, and any new hire brought in and would have been brought up on this system, and anyone who's been around, they'd have had time to learn the new system and would be able to differentiate what a tier 5 versus a tier 4 looks like. Like the Hellwraith versus the Tiger Shark, let's say. Well, yeah, no, because they're the same class.
Those are artists, though.
And charged armors had to be changed. The monofield had to be changed. And I don't think the targets took into account the changing of the penetrative pool and reduction on the new charged armors as opposed to the old. You made the new charged armors a lot more viable, but then you kind of built around them, at least in the higher targets. Gridiron's garbage. Flagship was terrible. Visago's Icebreaker, I'm sure it's fine. But for a long time, the Generalist hull, the third class hull, was the best. It was the easiest to drive because you didn't have a pointless accelerate ability. And it didn't take the damage that the also probably just as quick Icebreaker set took, because you could outrange the targets like you could with a skill hull. You had the best of both worlds. You took the targets down in a lot less seat time, and it was amazing, and it stayed stable. If anything, it was too good. So none of the three types of hulls that were worked on were their intended purpose, and then there was the tech release after the second raid in the cycle of the new mortar and the new rocket, and with the rocket especially, it feels like the blast targets were made around those. Not to mention, nobody kept building Icebreakers at the first raid. Almost nobody did because they were terrible. They underperformed drastically for what we were offered 120 million for. Spent a month building, and we're told, oh, you'd get a bonus out of that. So, utter objective failure proven by math. Now, is that going to hold here? Technically, we don't have all the variables because we don't have the flagship for the Phoenix, but the flagship for tier 5, with that on it speeding the Phoenix in terms of DPS, in terms of defenses, and the build time reductions are moot because they share the same build pool. You're going to use the Phoenix, you're going to use the Talons on the Apollo, or you're not going to be good enough. And you're going to use the same specials, or you're not going to be good enough. If anything, it reduces the time more on the Apollo because you build 2 more Talons. But at least the times are brought down. Just when I look at a tier 6 hull that is the Monolith now, there's the field, there's all the increased resistances, the increased deflections. Like, I know that this is a tier 6 hull, and I can see that clearly from the base numbers. I can't really tell that the Phoenix is a tier 6 hull just from the numbers. There's a point defense system, but if they get that close, you're already dead. There's accuracy, but that's okay. The reload is not as good. Like, I don't get it yet. Yeah, tier 5.5. Baron said it, and yeah, it feels like tier 5.5. Now, the flagship, I'm sure, is going to make it perform significantly better. I hope it is. But the thing is, you didn't need the Gridiron mono to make the monos better. They just were. You shouldn't use a Gridiron because the Gridiron sucks. But the hull itself should be better than its direct predecessor.
But what are you thinking that'll be on? I'm thinking 50-50-50. as far as the flagship goes. 50% combat
50,
speed, 50% combat speed, 50% penetrating reload, and 50% penetrative defense.
Oh, that's a different way than I thought. I thought it'd be 50 pen, 50 corrosive, and 50 reload.
Yeah, I think the combat speed. I think the combat speed needs to come in there, based on
maybe
what we've seen.
Maybe 20% combat speed. Would that do it?
Well, but what are you trying to accomplish? Do you want them to absolutely outrun and kite the drones, or do you want the drones to be effective? I mean, you're taking away from their...
I want the player to have a choice, to have a chance.
Well, so do I. But
and
we still have to be realistic.
If, they're saying, just like for the last few raids, they were saying, oh, you can do this with citadels and da-da-da. Yeah, if you have the right build. And the same with a lot of the people out there who don't watch the show. They don't read the forums. They don't know an Apollo is possible if it's rebuilt.
Well, two of the problems with that raid cycle was, one, the old tech, again, was just as good or better than the new tech, especially if you got R5 Citadels, because you lost the remote targeting fall-offs, you essentially gained 20% damage. The other point, you had one tank to absorb the fire in that raid cycle. Now, every one of your ships is a potential target, so you need to armor them up and defense them up about equally. Now, that's really easy in this case, but you can't skimp on armor. You can't skimp on defense specials. You have to make them all to a certain level of defensive standards.
Yeah.
Not as easy. Oh, what's this? What's this?
All right.
Good point.
We keep on coming up with content. We're at we're about to push to hour 3. Do we have any new content? I think we keep on coming up with new content for everybody. But do we have another hour in us?
I don't. I'm getting warned.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
I mean, I'd do TLCs in the background and you'd hear me mutter and swear if I got hit, but that's not actually, nobody wants that.
I think Brian wants to filibuster.
Yes.
I almost typed in chat like 5 different times during the show, for God's sake, someone else talk.
No, I can talk. It's just, I just don't know that we have content really.
No, there's really not.
If we have
unless we get into the detail of builds or something, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's.
I mean, we already did that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other people already did that too.
Well, I need to find something else to put on my Liberator because it's only 4 days and my tokens are 6 days.
Maybe some rad plates.
Some what? Rad plates?
Radioactive plate 4.
Oh, radioactive.
Rad plates, yeah.
They make your ship awesome. They put flames on the sides. The rad plates.
Yeah, only if. That would be fun. Because they only did that once. There was a short period of time for the Sea Scorpions where the appearance of your ship changed based on what your armor was. That was sort of interesting. Except for that, they would turn purple or pink. Does anybody? Am I the only one that remembers all this? I guess
I don't remember it, but I really have to ask, what is your big infatuation with pink? I mean, you've been on pink all night.
I mean, that's honestly what it was. I mean,
pink Sea Scorpion, pink Punisher.
He's right. That was the thing. I saw it.
The pink Punisher is obvious. There's no reason for me not to talk about the pink Punisher. But as far as what happened with the Sea Scorpions, where there was a little band on the side, and it would turn pink or purple or I think yellow, depending on what armor you had on it. I don't remember all the colors because it was a while ago, and I haven't built a Sea Scorpion. I didn't build all those Sea Scorpions. But yeah, if you had different armor types, or I think it was the armor special, would change the color. It's similar to what's going on right now with your turrets. If you put on different transformers, you get different colors. And that's what they were doing back then. I mean, they only used it for that one haul, but I don't know. Has anybody been around long enough to remember if I'm incorrect as far as the colors that were associated with?
I can't remember that far back.
Yeah. I know there was a graphic of a Sea Scorpion that had like kind of a pinkish purple at the front and like blue in the next panel or something like that. It was interesting. No?
Yeah, I'm not saying
something else.
I'm not saying it's
I don't
best
remember.
for the game. I'm just saying that's just the way it was. So
okay, I'm going to ask everybody's opinion.
Okay.
What would you call the best radioactive weapon? Yes, I'm building this new one.
I missed the question. I'm sorry.
Best
radioactive weapon.
Weapon for a ship.
What are you? Yeah, what do you?
For a ship or for a turret?
For ship.
Polonium thrower.
I think that gets my vote.
I mean, do you know if your opponents have unreactive or not?
No, this is for that new boat.
Yeah, but like if your opponents have unreactive, then the polonium thrower is the best, not close. If they don't, one can make an argument for D98Us because you'll shockwave them out, unless they have a lot of rad deflection, in which case you're gonna want to go back to polonium throwers.
Okay.
So, I think overall
Mixture
the
of
answer
the
is
two.
polonium throwers.
Okay.
Because that was for defender, so it has high ship damage and low building damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one thing I wish they would stop this stuff of building Conkers. We're getting all new Conquer halls still. And where do you rank them? And then you can't rank them. That's the upsetting thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of fucked up. I agree. The fact that we can't do that, but that's not really new, and it's especially for people that are new in the game, and that's like what they want. I mean, because I'm so freaking tired of I'm not gonna rank shit up on I'm not gonna rank shit up on cargo. But maybe some new players might want to and whatnot.
Oh, I sure will.
Yeah, okay.
If I can show auto stuff, I'll just slam them in over and over again.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that anymore. I mean, but that's just me.
Fair enough.
Wow, are we all getting bad voice?
Is it me?
One.
Am I
5, 6.
Yep, there it was.
Yeah, I heard a robot
5, 6.
I heard a robot voice, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
If it's, am I having a robot voice as well?
It was going across the.
No, your voice is fine.
Okay.
I know this topic of
Might just be your internet.
experience. I was actually thinking about that today at work because my boss was being a jerk and I really didn't want to listen to him anymore. So I started thinking about Battle Pirates. And to me, one of the annoying things about VXP is that it's limited to the experience. It's limited to the health of your ship. If you've got a ship with 9,000 health, you hit a target and do 27,000 damage, you still only get 10 points. And Kixeye, if you're listening, I'm pulling a Brian right now. So Kixeye, if you're listening, if there's any way that could be modified where I know you get 1 point for 10% of your health, cool. Just stop limiting it to the actual maximum HP of the ships. Allow us to get XP and good XP and building and structures. Come on, guys. Throw us a bone here.
No, I mean, personally, I've been pushing.
I don't think they can.
I've been pushing for a while just to get rid of it. Because it's a broken mechanic. They didn't realize how well it worked. I mean, the fact that, you can take a single ship and multiply its offensive firepower by 4 is not really what they intended. It's a broken mechanic they introduced to the game, and now they're making money off of it, which is fine. But as far as from the player's perspective, just get rid of it. I mean, and then level everything, because they seem to have a hard time creating correct targets for everybody. And, so my idea is just get rid of that whole idea of ranking, because, they're going to be, it's
just take up a whole factor for tuning targets.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because they're not doing a good job tuning targets unless you're playing. Unless you're playing a different game than me.
I don't think we'll get the. I don't think they'll do it with the ranking because, like you said, it's a big revenue source right now.
Yeah. I'm saying no. I agree with you.
Plus,
completely.
the whales are able to say, "I'm better than you. I can have a full ranked fleet, fully built in 1 hour."
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's not. I don't think it's good for the game, because other things, like I said, I don't think the like the Savage Kodiak in this upcoming raid cycle is going to be good for the game. There's certain things, I'm not doing this stuff for me as far as saying it. I'm just saying I don't think certain parts of the game right now are good for the game. I mean, you can disagree with me on it, but it's I just don't think it's like, if you look at the whole game and new players coming in and current players and people that don't coin that much, just to and the fact that Kixeye seems to have a hard time adjusting to changes and things of that nature. That's the only reason I bring it up. It's not it's like,
you're right.
It's just part of the game that appears to be broken, and just get rid of it.
Well, I'm going to be the first one, I think, to say goodnight.
All right. Well, you can go.
Fireworks are starting in the area, so I'm going to get off and go lock myself and go to sleep. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Later, sir.
Who called me sir?
That was me.
Damn. Stop that shit. I was enlisted.
All right. Later, big balls. That's his game name.
That's better or worse.
Yeah, that's his game name. So.
Oh, fair enough.
All right. Well, if anybody have anything else, I can end the show on an awkward comment.
It's July 4th weekend in the States. Don't be an idiot with fireworks. It's fire and explosions and things going really fast. You probably should know better by now if you're old enough to buy fireworks. Just don't be an idiot.
In Canada, it's the 150th birthday of Canada, so same goes.
Oh, yeah, that was yesterday.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Canada.
Canada's been around for that long, and we haven't built a wall. Jesus Christ, people. We need to build a wall against Canada. They're going to invade at any point, right?
How long has Mexico been around for, though? That's the question. Hello, Google. You're finding me this answer.
Too long. Too long.
Well, we're just going comparison. 1824.
We're not worried about illegal immigrants from Canada. They've got free health care.
Yeah, we go up there. Dude, Tim Hortons in healthcare.
Are you kidding me? Canada's worried about illegal immigrants from America.
Okay, so we
Is
were
there one-
watching the presidential election. A friend from Canada and myself were watching it, this past one,
Is
and
she cute?
as she's
Is she passable? Okay, let's go on.
okay. I need to find the timestamp of this and show her now. So we're watching the presidential election, and when the winner of Donald Trump was declared, she went to check the Canada immigration website. Legit crashed.
It crashed. Oh yeah.
Gone. Wrecked.
It was hilarious.
All right. Well, since we haven't agreed on building a wall against Canada, and where the fuck is Raptor? Raptor is our, Raptor is our person we put closest to the border.
He's our resident Canadian, isn't he?
Oh, wait,
Well,
he's closest to the
he's
so
in
he's-
Vermont. He's on the
I was in
fucking
Vermont.
front
Okay,
line.
he's close.
He's on the
Hey.
fucking front line
I
to
know.
make sure the Canadians don't
He
invade.
might have to be fighting off hard partying Canadians that wandered too far down, celebrating the 150th birthday of Canada.
Yeah, and
Hey, I'm a
increasing the
Saskatchewan
price
now.
of his Blast Blue. So
Right.
yeah.
Follow up that.
He distracts them by throwing curling stones.
There you go.
They'll go, ooh, hurry, hard.
Alrighty. Well, I guess let me see. Well, I'll put one more. Since it appears that we don't have any, more real content.
Content.
I am going to make one last post as far as the Google Hangouts. There we go. And I'm going to end the show as soon as somebody says something awkward. And I'll leave that up to either Brian. Oh, no, anybody can make the awkward comment.
I've said enough awkward things this show.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to do it. I mean,
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm not scared to do it. Always remember, folks, two